feet. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell says Helene and Milton back-to-back wasn't ideal, but...
We've done this before. We've done multiple events before. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but we planned for this. We've done this, and we're going to make sure nobody has needs, and we're going to keep people there to support them.
Steady rain and winds now beginning to gust in the Tampa Bay area. President Biden has a phone call scheduled today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu as Israel weighs its response to Iran's recent ballistic missile barrage, and as the Gaza Health Ministry says more than 42,000 Palestinians have now died. Voting by mail beginning in Arizona. Both vice presidential candidates will be there, both in Tucson today. This is ABC News. Ethel Kennedy, widow of Robert F. Kennedy and the last remaining member of the family's generation that included JFK, is in the hospital after suffering a stroke. Double trouble for Boeing. It's now on to the fourth week of the strike that stopped work on a lot of planes. And ABC's Gio Benitez says
talks broke down between Boeing and the union, representing 33,000 factory workers. Boeing said further negotiations just don't make sense, and the company actually withdrew its proposal. Now, the union says that the company refused to bargain on wage increases, vacation, sick leave, 401ks, and worker pensions.
And the FAA says there's an issue with some Boeing 737s. There are reports of the rudder becoming jammed. Honda today recalling nearly 1.7 million cars with issues that could suddenly make them hard to steer. Several models from 2023 through 2025 model years are affected, including some Civic, CR-Vs, and Acura Integras. The problem's a defect. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
When you were a little kid and you thought about what you wanted to be, teaching was at the top of your list. But things changed. And as you got older, teaching didn't seem like the best option anymore. So you're thinking you'll be something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Now you want to be a doctor. You don't think teachers save lives? 25 at a time. An actress? Try playing a different role every time the bell rings. How about a scientist? Ever heard of physics? Chemistry? Who do you think teaches that? Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, and taking learning far beyond the four walls of the classroom. It's time to recognize that great things are happening in teaching and put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Find out how you can make more at teach.org. Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
KHOW News Time, 10:03.
The Colorado Supreme Court has dismissed a discrimination case filed against a Lakewood bakery by a transgender woman. Autumn Scardina originally filed a complaint with the Colorado Civil Rights Division after Masterpiece Cake Shop owner Jack Phillips refused to make a cake celebrating her gender identity. Phillips says he refused on religious grounds, but Scardina said it was a violation of Colorado's Anti-Discrimination Act. She sued Phillips after the state settled with Phillips without her consent. She won several lower court rulings before yesterday's 4-3 decision by the state Supreme Courts. Our warm and dry weather will continue for the next several days.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
Well, we still have some hefty delays. If you're southbound I-25 this morning, there's been that crash in the HOV lanes just after 38th Avenue. It is blocking up both lanes of the HOV there, and traffic's having to use the left shoulder. So not only is the HOV of I-25 backed up, but it's slowing southbound I-25 main line. Just everybody looking to see that activity happening over there, and it's got us jammed back to I-76 with those stop-and-go speeds.
Testing,
doing those
1-2.
traffic holds, I-70 up near Idaho Springs again today. We're seeing it close right now. Denver weather, we're looking at plenty of sunshine, high up to 82. It's 62 now. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of the Hollywood heartthrob and World War II spy, Peter Ortiz. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
If you missed our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, make some noise!
Watch the best moments exclusively on Hulu right now.
All right, you guys are up for a party, I can tell.
See the biggest festival headliners from around the world assembled on one stage on one show.
This iHeart energy is so incredible.
See it all at our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Streaming only on Hulu right now.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, think Plumline Services. With quality brands like Carrier and always plum crazy value. I use Plumline in my home on a mission of excellence with character and ethics. Clear drains, fix leaks, wiring, and quality Carrier systems. Plumline Services. From Castle Rock to Fort Collins. Service at home. Servants at heart. 25 years strong. PlumlineServices.com. Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
At Triple J Armory, we're not just about firearms, we're about giving back. This October, become a range member annual or monthly, and we'll donate a 50-pound bag of dog food to the Animal Rescue of the Rockies. If we reach our goal, each new member will receive an extra 2 months of range membership free. Join us on October 26th from 1 to 3 p.m. when Animal Rescue of the Rockies will be at Triple J Armory with pets ready for adoption. Adopt and we'll add a free 1-year range membership for you on top of the donation.
Auto accident? Get the right lawyer on your side. Search for Attorney John Fulton.
Denver's talk station has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Well, we started another day of solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. And I've decided something. We handle so many important complaints, so many problems we solve. Eventually, a lot of them.
For Thanksgiving afterwards.
What am I hearing, guys? What am I hearing? I'm hearing studio talk or something, guys. Okay, thank you for turning that off. In any case, I handle a lot of problems here that you later see show up, either the same people or different people on TV, because a lot of TV reporters get their ideas from this show, which is a great idea. I love it, by the way. I love it. Honest to God, I'm not kidding. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with solving a problem. And I hope they pick up on a few of these problems we've been talking about. We have some major problems that have not been solved and are out there, and I want to review all of them. I want to actually make a master list of them because, God, they're just heartbreaking. One is, of course, that Justin Garcia. And Justin Garcia stole $62,000 from a woman. And we can't get anyone. Now, I know we have some updates. So when you get a chance, I'll bring you update. Then the other one was this condo project. Let's call it the $8.4 million. I am almost convinced that woman who called in was not a nut. Well, let me amend that. She might be a little off. Personally, I don't know. But there's something going on there. And we talked to other people. And really, there's something going on. There's something going on. Then we had another guy who took $6,000 for roofing. I think Deputy Bo worked on that. Is Bo in the studio today?
I'm here, Tom.
Bo, who was that took that $6,000 you wrote to me and said, we got to do something about this? Who was that?
Josh Sandoval.
And
on his contract, he's using someone else's roofing company name, which is
why do our authorities let consumer crime go unpunished? Why is that?
No. But this lady's pretty good. She's taking action. She's going to the county court, and I told her that if she gets...
Well, she could go to small claims court as well to get a judgment on that.
Well, Tom, the small claims court in Jefferson County is booked up till March.
Are you kidding me?
That's why she had to escalate it, and I thought in county court you need to have a lawyer, but She's going
No,
to do
you
it
don't
pro
need a
se.
lawyer. I mean, you can do it, but here's the problem. We've actually seen, is Mark in there with you?
Yeah.
Mark, tell him what we've seen where people were actually
Saw
in
a
the...
lady lost her house, man. It was horrible. I
But
was there.
And she was in the right, wasn't she, Mark?
Oh, there was no doubt. I saw the house up close. I saw the damage the roofer did, the lack of... it was one of the worst roofing jobs I've ever seen. They didn't do the decking properly. It was so bad you can't even understand it, but they sued her to get paid, and she ended up in court, and I was there the entire time in the courtroom, and they outmaneuvered her. The judge wouldn't allow her to use any of her expert witnesses because she didn't go through the proper steps to actually make them a expert witness. It was absolutely a sham, and she ended up not only having to pay all the attorney's fees, but paying, and they foreclosed on her house, and she lost everything.
Wow, Mark, that's so sad. That is so sad.
It was horrible. And by the way, as a side note...
and by the way, studio video up right now. Go ahead.
Yeah. So as a side note, that was very interesting because at one point, the judge actually thought I was practicing a law.
Oh, well, the other party complained that we were there.
Here's how it went down. It was crazy. At lunch, we broke for recess. We go out for lunch, and I call you, and we're talking live on the air about it. The attorneys for the other side, the roofers, got wind that I was on air and recorded it. When we went back into the courtroom, the judge asked the jury, after the jury sat back down, he was talking to the other side, and all of a sudden he dismissed the jury, and he's up there listening to something on a tape recorder or on a phone, and oh my God.
Yeah.
He gave me a look like I have never seen in my life. I thought he was going to throw me in the in jail right then and there.
So, tell me this. What other cases do we have now as far as the ones I've mentioned, the other ones? I'm
curious on that condo one. I mean, where do you even go on that? It's crazy.
Well,
they're going to have to hire an attorney.
Well, this is criminal. I mean, okay,
Yeah,
if
but
what we're finding, okay, let's
open up the books.
Let's recap it. D, you looked into it right now. I don't want to give all of the details or names right now because we really need. I mean, this is serious stuff. Let me start. What happened was the condo project had a basically an
insurance claim.
An insurance claim, Mark. $8.4 million they won from the insurance company in a lawsuit. They hired a hole-in-the-wall company. When I say hole-in-the-wall, we're talking about a tiny little company, and put one of the board members in charge of the project. Take it away, D.
Yeah, those are the allegations, and I should open by saying that I have not seen a single...
Those are not allegations. Those are facts. There was $8.4 million won. That's a fact. There was a hole-in-the-wall construction... Hold on. There was a hole-in-the-wall construction company hired. That's a fact.
That is.
And the guy was put in charge of the project. That's a fact. No one's disputing any of that. So now let's talk about allegations. We got facts.
Mm-hmm. So,
well, I don't understand how it's a fact that we know they had $8.4 million.
Because we verified it. It was a lawsuit won. It's public record. Go ahead.
So yesterday I spoke with a board member of that association. He was recently elected to that position, and he ran on this platform of shedding some light on what happened to their insurance settlement, how was this money spent. And he told me that he's having a very difficult time getting any documentation from the rest of the board. They according to him, they refused to provide him with a contract, with a payment history, or even the insurance settlement information.
Did he trace ACH payments?
He told me that he observed he's not sure what document he accidentally got a glimpse of, because they wouldn't give him any documents.
So he doesn't really have a record of it.
No, he hasn't been able to email me anything. But he he alleges that there was over $8 million in payments ACH'd over to this tiny little roofing company on Colfax, and there's no invoice, there's no contract, there's no supporting documentation. So whatever happened there smells.
$8 million.
According to this board member.
The roof was done?
He said that most of the repairs...
The gutter, the walls, and the siding, they were done.
They were done according to him and the caller, they were very poorly done, and apparently there's some photo evidence of that too. But that pales in importance when we're actually wondering what happened to the $8+ million.
Now, we used to have private investigators, Mark, that worked for the show. And either they retired... I don't know whatever happened to our friendly Ghost. I think he retired. I think...
They're more skip tracers.
Yeah, but some of them were really... Yeah, you're right. But don't we have that guy that... you don't even have to mention his name, that he said he wanted to look into stuff?
Yeah, he does occasionally. Suzanne's got a good
No, I'm talking about D found somebody too.
Oh, that was from the Larry H. Miller case, and that private investigator reached out to me over a weekend offering to help.
I'd love to talk to him about stuff like this.
I would too. He didn't respond to my message, unfortunately.
You don't think he's interested anymore?
No, I think he lost his
I'm going to
interest.
put the word out. I mean, we need honest to God, we need a private investigator or two. With these cases, now we're talking about an $8 million possibly, and not all of it was embezzled. But what's interesting is the guy that worked with the construction company, and I'll just say it was Blue Spruce, wasn't the name of the construction company Blue Spruce?
Yeah, that was a trade name that's used by a company that's, I believe I traced it to a company that's called Global Roofing.
On Colfax.
Global Roofing has a Golden address. It's a residence. It's
Well,
a
hold
residential
on.
address.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
The money that this board member, I want to get the board member on. We
I do
really
too.
look. Can we get? Did he say he'd come on the air?
He said he'll contact me today after he consults an attorney.
The best thing in the world is to make things public.
I'll call him right now.
The best thing in the world for his safety, and then if he's fired, if he's let go, this stinks. We also need to get Stan the HOA man on to figure out how we go forward. And I'm serious. We need to start taking some action.
The biggest challenge.
Now, here's what I want to say. Okay, it's for the TV reporters listening. Just give us credit. Say you heard it on the show and they called into my show, and because I mean, so many of these guys, they're so that they say, oh, as a result of my long, tireless investigation, blah blah blah. Guys, take the story and run with it. I want you to. I mean, let's do it. I don't care. I want people to. The Yacht Club. It's the Yacht Club. And where is that Yacht Club located? What municipality is it?
It's up north, and it's in my notes.
So the Yacht Club, 161 units.
Westminster.
It was one. Okay, here's what happened. They got a settlement for $8.4 million to do repairs. Apparently, someone on the HOA board he's not even there anymore. He moved away.
Yeah, he moved away, and according to the caller, he's now suing the HOA for what sounds to me like a slip and fall on the property.
But in any case, he worked very closely with the construction company.
He made himself, according to the caller and to the board member, he made himself the sole representative of the HOA to the roofing company.
So they got 8 point, and then they hired, is it Blue Spruce? Is that the one they actually hired?
I think so. Let me check my notes.
Okay.
It's called Blue Spruce Roofing and Exteriors.
And Blue Spruce, what do you mean by, what did you find out about the company?
That's a trade name that's owned by Global Roofing. And I traced that address to a residential house of the man who filed the paperwork.
It's a DBA filed by
Global Roofing.
And Global Roofing is where?
Well, I haven't been able to find an office for them, but the paperwork was filed by a gentleman who lives in Golden.
Okay. And so far, the roof, gutter, walls, and siding were done, but were completed, but it's poor quality. supposedly.
Yeah, that's the second issue that they want to address.
Well, it's got to be because the money, but yet the money was paid to them, and one HOA member put himself in charge, and he has since moved away into a giant multi-million-dollar home. Is that what we were told?
I don't know anything about his home. The caller did allege that it's kind of a really luxury
Call
home.
that board member. Tell him he needs to get on there. Does he realize that if he doesn't out them, if he doesn't call police or investigators, we need to call people with the if it's in Westminster, either someone with the county or someone with the police department to look into this. This is serious stuff, people. This is serious stuff.
The board member's biggest challenge right now is that his efforts to uncover any documentation have been stonewalled by the rest of the board.
I know, because maybe
and
all
what
of them.
can he do? So what? Maybe all of them are.
Maybe
either
all of them are in on it. Look at, I'm asking
complicit.
questions, people. See, this is called freedom of speech. This is called Tom Martino. This is called Mark Major. This is called a Troubleshooter show. This is called what we do. We start shining a light.
So what can he do? How can he force them to disgorge financial records?
Well, first of all, they're supposed to. They're supposed to under House Bill 1237. That's why I want to get Stan the HOA man on. And if we need to, what we need to do is get some serious. We need to get some serious law stuff going on here. I mean,
Wouldn't Brad O'Brien know how to do that, Tom?
I'm going to ask. Let's ask Brad O'Brien about this and see where we go. And then these homeowners need to get a meeting together. I'll address them. They need to chip in at least to get an attorney started on this thing. This is so wrong. This is so wrong. Now, there's a lot of money. We're talking about $8 million, people. $8 million. Now, it may not be your money, but when corruption like this goes unchecked, it is a terrible thing. Now, Nick, I know you have a Safeco insurance thing. Hold on. I got to take a break. I'm Tom Martino. This show uncovers all kinds of corruption, and I don't care, like I said, if you young TV reporters out there, you want to make a name for yourself, I'll give you all the information. We'll give you our contacts. Please contact us, 303-MARTINO. There is no shame in getting leads off of my radio show. I mean, for some reason, they feel like some of these people feel like they have to lie and say they thought it up or found it. It doesn't matter. What we have to do is help people, okay? I know these stations love talking about this guy on your side and this problem solver and this thing and that thing. What do you say we put down the borders and just help people, okay? I don't give a damn at this stage of my career to get any glory. I'll help you, but let's expose this fraud, please. Partner with the radio show, okay? You can have the erection. I don't care. You can have all of the credit. Let's just help these people. By the way, Renew Home Innovations will help you with a shower conversion second to none. Beautiful. Doing 2-3 days, no maintenance, beautiful, like stone-like walls, no doors needed, no thresholds to walk or stumble over. They do it in 2 or 3 days with 72 months to pay. 303-904-2000, renewhomeinnovations.com.
Hi, I'm Terrell Davis, two-time world champion and Pro Football Hall of Famer. There is nothing more important than your health. Shop Colorado's largest selection of quality fitness equipment. With Fitness Gallery, you can find the right equipment to work out on your schedule right from home. I have a true treadmill. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment you can buy. You can save up to 50% off.
You never regret buying quality. Visit Fitness Gallery to find the right equipment and get moving today.
Mark your calendars for the 24th at 6:30 in Parker, the 20 Mile Theater. Now, why am I telling you about this? Because we're going to gather to see a movie about retirement and the dilemma facing people. Now, this is not a sales event. This is an educational event sponsored by Joe Cano, certified financial planner. And he wants to tell us more about it. Joe.
Of that, it's really no secret, that today's retirement system is actually broken. Social Security, is really up in the air. They're thinking about cutting Social Security by 33%. Pensions are no longer around. And the 401ks that we have right now, they're losing money. People that are nearing retirement, they should attend this wonderful movie event where they're going to get information as to how they can have a peaceful retirement, a retirement that they can count on, because we're going to be offering education to learn about a guaranteed program that no matter what happens, they're going to have a safe retirement. So if people have a 401k right now or an IRA, this is the time that they should actually go to the seminar, learn how to convert the 401ks and the IRAs and investment accounts that they may have from danger of losing their money into safety. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about. And the movie will show that. It's a Hollywood movie. It's well made. And there's going to be a lot of professionals talking about not only Social Security, but pensions, 401ks, and a solution.
Yeah. And here's how they sign up. MyMoneyMyWay.com, 303-779-6600. There will be refreshments. It'll be worth your while. MyMoneyMyWay.com, 303-779-6600. And speaking of retirement, Keel and Park, they do estate planning. Keel and Park are estate planning attorneys. That's Keel and Park with an E on the end. Now, listen, they're located up north, but they serve the entire state. And you can call them and get them on your side. They go over your entire estate free of charge and come up with a plan with flat rate pricing. You don't do better than that. 970-818-8198. You really need to talk to them. There's no reason to sit down in person. You can do it by Zoom or on the phone. LawKP.com. LawKP.com. Now, another kind of an attorney I hope you never need is Joe Lazzara, a criminal defense attorney. But I will tell you this, as the holidays come up, so many people make stupid mistakes. They have a bubbly or two after work. They miscalculate and end up getting a DUI or some other crime or some other accusation. Listen. You need an attorney no matter what. Let's put it that way. Whether you're guilty or innocent, that's not for me to judge. Joe Lazzara, Lazzara. You can find him at referralist.com. Always initial consultations, complimentary, and flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200, 429-6200.
Thank you.
I don't assume we have a lot of time.
Do you have a minute? What do you need?
Nothing.
All right.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
I need to explain this.
You need to speak up a little, dear.
I don't know why she's not on the mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
It's weird how that works.
So yesterday we had Anastasia that called from Club Valencia.
Gotcha. I remember. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then last night on Dan Capless, another Anastasia called claiming that person was her.
Oh, that was the craziest fucking email I've ever read.
I don't get it. I don't.
Like, there's not two people named Anastasia?
I got them both on.
You have both of them on?
Yes. I have
okay,
both
this is fucking good. This is good.
And they both live there.
And they both say, one saying the other one's lying, that I'm the real Anastasia. It's dumb.
I got to take Nick, though, so tell them.
I don't even know how to describe this.
No, I would go to this first, man, then go back to Nick.
Okay.
I had to get to this.
Then, Mark, talk to Nick off the air, please.
I'll do it.
Thanks.
Here we come.
Hey, Nick, we've got it.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Another problem we've been following, another major problem, is Club Valencia. Club Valencia, again, TV reporters pick up on it. This is where there are a lot of owners that own condos, a lot of them rent them out. But Club Valencia had two fires, and they are not getting coverage from insurance properly. The insurance company is withholding. They're suing their insurance company. It is a terrible situation. People have been displaced, yet they're still required to make mortgage payments, and they've been without a home. And yesterday, take the first one, line 2. Anastasia called in and said, I'm one of the victims. Anastasia, are you there?
Yes.
And you said, I'm one of the victims. This is going on. It's terrible. And I said, we're well aware of it. And it's just amazing. And I asked what was going on. And I forget the extent of it. But you were not the only one who called in about it. Other people have called in. And I asked you, in fact, Cliff called in once, and he says insurance is not paying. Where does it stand to date? I want to just take that, and then we'll go into the second part.
Well, to date, at least for me, where it stands is that there are multiple lawsuits, one at the federal level that is against the master carrier to sue for coverage because they've declined.
Why did the insurance company decline coverage?
It's my understanding that coverage was declined due to some technicality with the smoke alarms.
And
that was
okay.
Go ahead.
The public adjuster you hired, who is it?
There is a public adjuster for the HOA.
Yeah.
I do not have a public adjuster.
Yeah, but hold on. That public adjuster is going to help you as well, meaning that
yes,
they're going to help try to get this damn place on the road.
Yes, and yes, that's correct. So that has been an ongoing effort.
We should get the damn public adjuster on to talk about it.
That's why I want to know who it is. I do want to get the public adjuster on. That's a great idea. So, Anastasia.
I'd like to know why they're fighting it. Why? What is the insurance company saying? Anastasia said something like, they didn't have the correct fire alarms, but I've never heard of anything like that.
Well, you asked how it stands. That was your initial question.
Yes, of course.
The way that it stands now is that the courts are hearing sides on at least 3 lawsuits. Our HOA is working very hard to maintain the building so that the people who are left have good living conditions. So 164 units out of 329 are behind chain link fence and have been boarded up behind chain link fence now for almost 2 years. This happened on a frigid night in November 2 years ago. People.
Well, I don't know how you could make just half the people whole. The people that. So there's still people living there, right?
Yeah, but Mark, you have to understand the way it's laid out. They were able to separate that 164 units.
No. I'm saying in a final settlement, though, I don't think you can just make the people that are still living there make their units great and tell everybody else, too bad, so sad. You couldn't do that.
Mark,
no, I don't think that's what
but the other people, Mark, let me explain this. The other people do not have damage.
Correct.
Okay, so
units that are occupied are still okay.
Yes, I understand that. Mark didn't hear all of it, okay? Mark, we're only talking about a percentage of those. There are other units unaffected. We're talking about the ones that are affected.
Okay.
Okay, good. Now, let's talk about this other Anastasia who called. There's another Anastasia, apparently, who owns a place there, and I want to bring her up because she called us and said, I demand to know what's going on. My friends told me I was on your radio show, and I wasn't. Oh, so big deal. There's 2 people named Anastasia, I believe. So what's going on? The other, as I put it, the other Anastasia, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, now do you understand that there were 2 people, so your friends probably heard this Anastasia and thought it was you?
Yep, and that is just fine. And I noticed that the other Anastasia didn't say anything negative, but the problem is...
Well, she said a lot of stuff negative about the situation, right?
That's not my issue. My issue is I had some legal issues with the HOA. So I need to make sure that nothing incriminating or false is said in my name regarding the situation. Because honestly, I couldn't care less. I'm out of there. My grandmother's out of there. I called you guys in 20.
Now, do you still own a place there, Anastasia number 2?
I guess I do. Sure.
Okay, and what are you doing? You said you're out of there. Did you guys were yours one of the units that were damaged?
Hey, unfortunately, I'm at work and I don't have the opportunity to discuss anything outside of the fact that I just wanted to make a statement that if there was another Anastasia, different unit, different last name, fabulous.
Are you? But so are you? Just answer this, Anastasia. Are you pursuing legal action against the Club Valencia?
No, absolutely not. Why would I?
Okay. So, but you're out of there. Did you sell your place?
No.
Okay.
So do the same thing, PAP.
Okay. But yours was not one of the ones damaged.
No, yes, it was.
Oh,
it
it was.
Was completely gone.
Okay. Well, okay. Thank you for calling. Again, I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea the purpose of her call. Does anyone have any idea why she even called? Can you help us, Kachina, why this other Anastasia called? She had nothing to say whatsoever. Does anyone know?
No one knows.
I'm out here in crickets.
I saw the email last night.
Huh?
I understood. She wanted to make a record of the fact that she was not Anastasia Prime because this caller, second Anastasia, is involved in some kind of a legal action.
No, she said she's not involved in. She specifically said
she did say something about a legal action.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and then I asked her, "Are you suing?" She says no.
No, they might be suing her.
I don't know what the hell. Whatever. Let's just. Hey, Anastasia number 1. We need to. We're still following this. I need you to help us get the name of the public adjuster. Can you do that?
I can look into that.
Can you please help us? We want to figure out what the hell is going on here. So let's, and maybe we can check the courts too.
I've got like really basic questions, and I have no idea if you know the answers to these, Tom. But if you're in these apartments, and I'm talking about the units that you can't live in anymore,
right?
Do you still pay HOA?
That's what, Anastasia, are they still collecting HOAs?
Yes, and loss
and this is where I was going back to what I was trying to point out. If they're paying HOA, where's that money going? If it's not fixing up the units that are broke, if their HOA payments are going towards the people that can still live there, that is just fundamentally unfair.
I know. I know. It's a mess. It's a freaking mess. That's a good point, Anastasia. You guys are not getting near the benefit for your HOA dues.
Are you literally paying it?
The full amount?
Yes. Yes.
When do they say you'll have your unit back?
I don't think there's any real deadline as far as that's concerned because things are tied up in litigation, which could take years.
Well, and then the assumption is you guys win the litigation. If you don't win it, from what I'm reading, there's $20 million in damages. And a special assessment with the average income of people that live there, it's never going to happen. It's absolutely never going to happen.
Oh, man.
A $20 million in damage. I mean, that's crazy,
Mark, where
man.
are you reading this?
This is on a Denver 7 story. It's crazy though, man.
Did they actually cover the story about this whole thing?
Well, I mean, they have quite a bit of information. Let me see how old this is. I mean, a lot of this, it's kind of an old story, but the problem is nothing's been done. I mean, this is November of 23, and they got a hold of a lot of the documents. And the HOA said
is that technically, caller? Is that technically in Aurora?
It's Arapahoe County, I believe.
Yeah, but what city? Is there a city? Or is it unincorporated?
I'm not sure if it's Aurora or Denver.
Okay.
I think I'm just not sure.
This one person, this guy named Alex, they're quoting. Listen to this, Tom. So the HOA, he's in a unit that just burned to the ground. I mean, he's got nothing. He owes more than $2,600 for one of his units, and he's going to end up owing the loss assessment to help repair for the other units if the insurance company pays or doesn't pay. It doesn't matter. So he's going to owe $2,600, plus they're going to hit all these people whose units burned down with the special assessment to fix the other it's absolutely crazy. I would walk away from it if it's possible.
Yeah, but Mark, a lot of those people had, or they thought they had equity. I'll bet you our caller Anastasia thought she had equity there at one time.
Yeah, it's really bad deal, man. I mean, really, really bad deal.
Okay, it is a bad deal.
We got a break.
Okay, we got more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Adjust the clock so you can see it and stop sniffling. Thank you.
This hour from the Trajan Well K-House Studios.
Dude, what are you doing? God,
I know.
You sound like DeLorean. Remember, he kind of had a cocaine problem.
Now,
I don't have a
Impact
problem. I got it well under control. I can afford it.
Perfect answer.
Close to getting this crash cleared out of the HOV lanes, southbound I-25 after 30. Everything to the right lane. That truck is now up on a tow truck. They should be out of there pretty soon. It's still drawing a lot of looks, not only backing up the HOV, but slowing southbound I-25 here from about 58th Avenue, getting down to Park Ave. That's the one big hiccup on the drive. Everywhere else, things have loosened up for the morning. Got one crash out on the east side of town cleaning up. This is going to be the intersection of Colfax and Airport Boulevard. As we take a look at your weather forecast for today, expect a few afternoon clouds, but mostly sunny, high up to 82. It's 67 degrees now. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell 3 insider stories guaranteed to make you laugh about the king of rock and roll. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Hey, I don't want you to mess around when it comes to personal injury. John Fuller is a personal injury attorney that truly will answer your questions and talk to you, whether you hire him or not, right up front when you call. You don't get shuttled to a call center or to an intake committee. He'll talk to you about your case, the collectability, what it's worth, what he can do for you, what your next step should be. That's all free of charge. If you hire him, it's on a percentage fee basis. You also get his cell phone number that you can call or text at any time. It's all true. Here's what I want you to do. Call John Fuller at the first sign of trouble, or Google him, John Fuller, personal injury attorney, 303-597-4500, 303-597-4500. Hey, Discount Bath says it all. Discount Bath. Here's what's going on with Discount Bath. You go to the website, you fill out some information. They won't sell it or give it away. And then they send you a link where you can upload video, and they'll give you a price for whatever bathroom project you have with no contact if you want. Now, they can also help you with shower conversions starting at $9,888. That's right, a complete shower conversion. And they put their price right up front, $9,888. DiscountBath.com. Great people, DiscountBath.com.
Thank you, sir. 3.5 minutes if you need to go do something like blow your nose.
Shut the you know what? I ought to kick his ass, actually, but I can't get there right now. Bring it on. I know.
I'll blow some freaking pepper in your face. You wouldn't even be able to. So snotty. Mark, are you back?
We're laughing about a completely different situation.
No, I'm not. I don't even know.
Yes, that is my name. Don't wear it out. I'll tell you the same.
Oh, I just
what the hell does that mean? Jesus.
He is. God.
I came up with that.
It's so original.
Thank you.
So I'm dying over here because you don't understand that Shannon can be a stand-up comic.
No, we don't know that.
No.
But
I don't even know what I said.
So people in Florida are being advised to write their name
on their legs.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So he said, well, what I'm going to do is, write my name on a toe tag and say point right.
No.
Because he doesn't have a toe.
Answer the damn. I'll explain it. I was going to write on my foot C toe tag with an arrow pointed at the toe I'm missing. I wrote my name on it. Oh, damn it.
Suzanne, because we got our closet done.
Yeah.
Suzanne made me go through my clothes and get rid of a lot of clothes.
Come on.
So one of the shirts she tried to sneak by me to go to Goodwill is the best shirt ever. It points both directions and says, "I'm with stupid."
That's great.
And it's the best shirt ever. Fuck yeah, I did. She tried to get rid of my Seinfeld shirts.
Oh. Well, I wish your ex-wife the best.
Mark, can you find the public adjuster online anywhere?
I've looked everywhere for the guy's name. I can't find anything about who it is. I find it amazing. People are out all the equity they have in these units, and they know fucking nothing. I really do find that amazing.
Do you want me to
Who's
give you...
the public adjuster? Oh, I don't know. What's going on? No clue.
Mark, I found the lawyer name and phone number for the association.
Okay.
They're representing the association against the homeowners of the unit where one of the fires had started. I can email that to you right now.
They're going after that particular
The homeowner who started the fire?
Yeah, there were two fires, two separate fires.
But how much money do
Try to
they
find the
possibly
public
fucking
adjuster that's
have?
representing the HOA.
Do you want me to start with a law firm?
Start with the... Are they representing the HOA?
Yeah.
Okay, ask them if the HOA also has a public adjuster for the other refusals. And ask them if they know, if they can just tell us why the claims were turned down. No one can seem to pinpoint that, not even my girlfriend.
Yeah, I couldn't find that either.
My girlfriend doesn't know.
Uh-huh. Tom's kind of a public adjuster. Well, technically he likes to adjust when in public.
Yes.
I resemble that.
Uh-huh. Well, especially when it's warm out, they kind of stick together. You got to move them around.
I'm going to wear my "I'm with stupid" shirt.
KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Man, it's amazing the frustration we have trying to help people. Let's go to Nick. Nick has a issue with Safeco. Nick, what's going on with you, Nick? Nick.
I have a service line policy with Safeco.
Yeah.
And
which kind of service line? There's all kinds of service lines. There's water, there's sewage, there's electrical. What is it?
It's a general. It covers all of those.
Okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
My sewer line collapsed. The plumber came out. We were getting a sewer smell in the house. The plumber came out and ran a camera through the sewer line, saw that it had deteriorated and needs replaced. So I turned the claim into Safeco, and they said that's not something that's covered under this endorsement I have on my policy.
Well, it has to be sudden and accidental.
Okay.
So what is it? I mean, we've talked about this before. Why did they turn it down?
Yesterday.
Yeah, why did they turn it down?
They said because there was nothing damaged inside the home.
All right, hold on a second. I want to get Brian on again.
I'm sorry. What actually broke? I'm sorry. I really did miss that.
Okay, the sewer line collapsed, Mark. It did not back up. We got more coming right up. Hang on, Nick. I'm going to get an expert on.
Thank you.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
They're close to getting this crash cleared out of the HOV lanes southbound I-25 after 38th Avenue. They've got everything to the right lane. That truck is now up on a tow truck. They should be out of there pretty soon. It's still drawing a lot of looks, not only backing up the HOV, but slowing southbound I-25 here from about 58th Avenue, getting down to Park Ave. That's the one big hiccup on the drive. Everywhere else, things have loosened up for the morning. Got one crash out on the east side of town cleaning up. This is going to be the intersection of Colfax and Airport Boulevard. As we take a look at your weather forecast for today, expect a few afternoon clouds, but mostly sunny, high up to 82. It's 67 degrees now. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell 3 insider stories guaranteed to make you laugh about the king of rock and roll. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
The best deals ever on water heaters. We're talking about EuroplumbingColorado.net. $14.99 will get you a 50-gallon tank fully replaced. The other one taken out and hauled away. $13.99 will get you a 40-gallon tank, whatever you want. They say they'll save you money, and they guarantee it. That's EuroplumbingColorado.net. In fact, they say any plumbing issue will be cheaper and better. 303-668-6844. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is where the name says it all. They're investment advisors. They're also advisors to retirement plans. They're advisors to all kinds of instruments you will need as you get older, including consultants for long-term care, and they can help you even with estate planning through their references. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies loves to start with you and quarterback your plan to let you know where you're weak, where you're strong, where you need help, and it's all transparent. They'll talk to you, ask them any question you want about what they do, what they charge, and how they save you money. rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211, 970-663-3211, rpcenter.com. Now, let's talk about K&H Home Solutions, the oldest home improvement company in Colorado, and they can take care of your roofing, gutters, soffits, fascias, siding, windows, doors. K&H has what you're looking for. The new windows, Alpine windows, made right here in Colorado. They're not new windows, but they're new to the residential market, and K&H is their exclusive dealer. K&H Home Solutions, people I know, people I trust. 303-421-7100, 421-7100, khwindows.com.
Summer. Cute.
I wonder if they're going to bring up the, quote, misinformation.
Who's that, Mark? Who's that?
Yes.
Who is that? Misinformation.
The president and vice president are doing a news conference right now about the hurricane, of course.
Of course.
It's gonna be the Mac Daddy, man. This is gonna be the real fucking deal. There's already been tornadoes on the ground. Yep.
How far offshore is it?
It'll hit in about 12, 13 hours, I think, maybe a little before.
Well, they're already getting rain now.
Oh, it looks like, I mean, you can't even see from the cameras here in Tampa.
Right.
It's going to be so bad. So bad.
My friend just texted me in Tampa, and he said, yeah, I'm worried.
There's going to be so many homes gone, and most people only got $250,000 in insurance.
Oh, my God.
I heard they're only giving people 5 gallons. You can only have 5 gallons of gas. So how can you leave? They'll plug up the highways with stalled cars.
Well, that's the other problem is that the highways have now been closed.
Oh.
So
Yes,
there's no way to get out. Zero way.
So then, they don't need their 5-gallon ration of gas.
No, they already basically said if you haven't evacuated, then you got to hunker down and...
Well, my favorite's when some of the mayors are like, if you stay, you die. Simple as that.
Hence the joke of
the toe tag.
Shannon's toe. And I'm not trying to joke.
It looks like it's going to come ashore about 9 o'clock our time.
Tonight.
I'll be watching this
yeah, it's going to be bad.
Oh, it's going to be so bad.
Mark, my sisters are right in the...
Well, they left.
No, they didn't.
Well, where are they?
They're on the West Coast, right in the path. On the excuse me. On the East Coast, though. On the East Coast. Sorry.
Oh, the East Coast is fine.
Yeah, they're going to be all right.
Are they? Yeah. Well, but they're in the direct path. They're in the direct path, though.
Yeah, they could have. Orlando and a lot of those places, 100-mile-an-hour.
Now listen to this, though. I have a friend who literally is at St. Pete, where it's going to come ashore, and he's staying in his house.
Well, he'll die.
He's at the waterfront.
Yeah.
At the waterfront?
Yep. In fact, I'm going to text him, see if he'll come on.
Text him and...
I told him.
Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Back to Nick real quick. Nick, I want to get Brian Burns on. Kachina, I'm hoping to get Brian
Working
on.
it.
Okay,
Working
thank
on
you.
it.
Nick, we may not get him on right now, but we're going to get him on. Now,
can I ask him a question, Nick? Did you have line coverage? I have Safeco
yeah,
insurance.
Mark,
as well.
yes, he said that's what he started out with. He has line coverage.
Okay.
His sewer line collapsed, but listen, no damage to the house. His sewer line collapsed, and they're denying the coverage, saying it's not covered. But Nick, what did they say in their denial?
They said that because nothing was damaged inside the home, that it's not something they covered.
Okay, they do cover the damage, but they also cover the lines with line coverage. But they don't, let me explain this to you. It is not a warranty, it's insurance. So if a backhoe is driving across your property and the line collapsed, or some other cause, if it just collapsed, how old is it?
I don't know.
Well, how old's your house, sir?
Tom, it's if he has Safeco and he actually has the line coverage, I don't know if he does or doesn't, it will be covered if the line breaks. It doesn't matter if it's old, they will cover
Mark,
the line.
You're right if it's old, but only if it's accidental. And
no, not with the line coverage. The line coverage is different.
Okay. Let's ask Brian, because I might be confused here, and I want to clarify this, because then, Nick, if they won't cover it and it should be covered, we'll go after them. And in fact, Compass does deal with Safeco.
Big time.
So we're going to get them on. Hang on, all right? Mike, what is your complaint on Douglas County? Mike.
Yeah, Tom, real quick. I received a call this morning from the Douglas County Code Red Emergency Notification.
I got it about 10 minutes ago.
And it came in at +86 with a space 641-95000.
What?
And it came in China mainland.
Hold on, Mike. This is a call from Douglas County Code Enforcement?
No, it's Code Red. It's if there's an emergency in Douglas County.
Oh,
it's
I'm
like
sorry.
an Amber Alert. I mean, for lack of a better
What was
word.
the emergency call for?
It was just a test. If you live in Douglas County, you got it.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But the problem is when it came in on my phone, it came in as China mainland. I didn't answer it because why would I answer a call from China? It was probably a scam.
Why did your phone interpret it as China?
Mine came in as 866-419-5000.
Yeah, but mine came in with a space between the 86, and it came in as China mainland. And I called them, and they needed to fix it.
Well, I don't know if it's their problem or if it's the phone system. Seriously, I'd like to explore it. Hold on a second.
Mine came in Code Red.
Yeah, there might be something with your company. We'll talk about it. I want to know the name of the company, because that's simply an interpolation. Mark, what was that number?
Yes.
What was that number?
Mine?
Yeah.
On my phone, it came in. It literally said Code Red. I knew what it was, and I answered it.
It was 866 what?
I'm looking, Becky.
Karen.
866-419-5000.
Okay.
Doc.
I want to see.
Hey, what's going on with the?
It's probably only a one way. You know what I mean?
Code Red.
And mine, when it pops up on my phone, it literally says Code Red.
Everyone else is getting that too. All over the country, they use the same number. Isn't that weird?
The one working with you?
They all use the same number.
Okay, as long as she's working with you, just give me a call when things get...
See, and he wants them to correct it.
Okay, thanks, man.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is it was fine on my phone.
Yeah.
maybe anybody else in Douglas County, I'd be curious if it came up on theirs. Let me ask Suzanne. Did you get call from Code Red? I'm Kamala Harris.
You're not.
And you're not. Some of the internal numbers are starting to really worry the Democrats. It's like, oh, gee, you're just now getting that, are you?
They pulled Biden off.
What's the test of the
Biden fell asleep.
I'm going to fall asleep.
Me too.
I'm a little groggy.
What's your hat say?
GABF.
And that means?
Great American Beer Festival.
Oh, I went to that like 10 years ago. I thought it was a ripoff.
I've never paid, so I don't know. But
yeah. Nor do you drink, so.
There's that.
But the pretzel necklaces are very probably.
Want pretzel underwear.
I don't drink anymore, but I don't drink any less.
Ba-dum-bum.
Ba-dum-bum. I am Kamala.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Don't touch anything.
You guys are up on video and audio, so be nice.
Okay. Be careful touching the knobs.
I have an appointment with him next Tuesday. And I was wondering, does he need something from my doctor allowing me to purchase one of these portable units? I will get one. Can I have my doctor call him?
Doc's trying to get the little blue pills. He wants to know if they got purple ones that work better.
What's your fax number?
Like I
Fax
say, man,
number.
the shot is incredible.
Oh, can you imagine? I
You may
can't.
be adverse to sticking a needle there, but it works.
What's your fax number?
Listen, I need to up my dose of the Cialis, please. I got kicked off of Match.com, and the action on Farmers Only is going crazy for me. These farmer chicks are really hot.
And I need that extra dose to keep up with them.
I need the extra dose, baby.
Excuse me? Oh, it's Ken Manfrey.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be seeing anybody for it to be.
I was the one on Match.com years ago, and I got kicked off. Thank you. Yes, I'd like double the dose of Cialis, please.
My screen name on Match? Oh, I was Dr. Strangeglove.
Yes, that's right.
It's okay.
I have delivered more than 40,000 babies,
Created or delivered?
Really?
and all of them were women. Now, if you ask me why I got kicked off of Match.com, I'll tell you this. It wasn't my fault.
Sure.
Who believes that for real?
Listen, I already
Do you
told you
believe
my
that, Doc?
theory.
What do you mean? Of course I do.
Okay.
Of course.
It was his profile picture of him smiling and holding a speculum. That was what got him kicked off.
Oh, you missed a good Shannon one.
He's heard it before.
He said that your profile pic on Match.com was probably holding a speculum.
They just wanted to use to sing a 13-inch.
Oh, scared him. Couldn't
He's
fit in
seen it all. That guy who just left the room has seen it all.
He has seen it all.
By the way, I would love for one of you to actually insert a speculum into your anus and
Oh,
see how that
sure.
Okay.
feels.
That's the oddest thing I think I've ever heard someone say.
Kidding. And besides, don't knock it
It's
till
the
you
only
try it.
orifice that's down there.
Oh, I like that TV show.
Which show?
The Orifice.
I haven't seen.
Let me put it to you this way.
No.
Please don't.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's not cold. if there's a good
it comes
gynecologist.
right out of an ice bucket.
If there's a good gynecologist, they usually heat them.
Sure.
Oh my God! I
Oh,
don't
hair
ever want to go.
dryer,
I'm
warming
never
it
going to
up.
the doctor again. I swear.
Oh, what'd they say about your foot?
Okay, I have multiple things wrong.
Well,
I have
share, please.
There's something called
A hairy what?
Perry. Shut up. Hold on, I gotta look it up.
She's looking it up.
Yes.
I don't even.
Looking it up or making it up? Which one?
Perineal.
Oh.
There's 2 perineal tendons.
Yeah.
In your foot.
Yes.
That attach to the ankle.
Yes.
So I've partially almost tore the one.
And how did you do that?
I have no idea. I woke up.
Okay.
And the other one got tendonitis because I've been like favoring it, kind of walking weird. And that also caused not only tendonitis in the perineal
Perineum?
tendons, and then I've got the stupid almost freaking tear.
Wait a minute. Does she have a
and
tear in the
then-
taint?
And then
The perineal.
Stop. And then the Achilles, I have a partial tear.
Jesus.
So I got to be in this boot for a month.
And you never even, like, all you do is sit.
And complain.
Right?
And we're late getting started
Actually,
here.
That is untrue. I
She
do
spent
walk.
more time in the stirrups than
Hey,
Andy
when does the
Oakley.
start music? Are you talking?
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can.
Yeah, that break is always overfilled and it starts late.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. An action-packed show. We got a lot of problems we're juggling. We're trying to get to the bottom of multi-million-dollar problems. Some we believe could be a form of embezzlement. Others are theft from contractors. And again, we need to get Justin Garcia arrested. He's a thief. And then there's another guy using people's contracts. And that's a roofer that Bo's been working with. I'm going to bring them up in the studio here. And Bo, he promised he was going to return that money, didn't he? And he never did. Never did.
I actually went to his house because he didn't call me back, and I had a conversation with him. And
I remember. He was going to return it in a couple weeks, right?
he says, would you just give me 2 weeks, and I'll send you a picture of the check. And the reason he didn't do the roof because they had a disagreement about the color of the
Josh
shingles.
Sandoval.
And I believed him. The guy hoodwinked me. And
Yep.
then we need to give out his number.
No, for sure.
Let's try to get him on air right now and see why he didn't come through with what he said.
Let's call him. Can we call him, Tom?
Yeah. I want to first go back to this one caller. I do want to call him. In fact, yeah, well, let's do that. Bo, you can ask if he wants to come on the air.
I'll do it now.
Mike, listen, I looked into this. And I looked in. This number, by the way, is used all over the country. It's used all over the country for code red, 866-419-5000. Let me explain how caller ID works. Each phone system subscribes or generates a caller ID based on a database. And many of them have numbers, 866 numbers coded the wrong way, and some have 800 numbers, 977, different kinds of numbers coded different ways. And the coding that you see on your phone, where you get a message as to where that number came from, does not come from the people who make the call. So, Douglas County is simply using that number as every municipality around the country is. But Douglas County is not in charge. I knew he hung up because he didn't want to hear this because he thinks it's Douglas County's fault. Douglas County does not encode it. So it's that simple.
He might have some kind of anti-spam software, too, that picks up on it.
Yeah, so when you get a caller ID, that's not coming from the people who generate the call. That's coming from a database. Now, there are ways to spoof it and to fake it so they can, people who make a call can have software that would falsely give the impression, for example, it's coming from an official agency. That is called call spoofing. And what they do is trick the databases into telling you it's someone official. Now, this is really important, by the way. Brian Burns, did you see if anyone else over there was available at Compass? Not just Brian? Kachina, did you try Matt or did you try Jeremy or anyone else over there?
Well, Jeremy is actually taking over some of Brian's duties right now, and so he's not available, and Matt is also unavailable, so I'm doing my best here.
Okay. Nick, we're trying to get some clarification here. I seem to remember yesterday Brian saying that sewer line coverage and water line coverage and all that kind and service lines coverage is good for sudden and accidental casualty loss, not for maintenance. Okay, Mark, I might have misheard him. I'll leave that open. I may have. It wouldn't have been the first time it happens. But I believe that's what he said. We need to get clarification. Now, do we have any other insurance experts? I mean, if no one from Compass is available, which I find hard to believe because they answer the phone right now if I call them. So
hold on.
That part I don't understand.
We can probably reschedule them. I think they could be in meetings or something like that. So why don't we take Nick's number? And
yeah. I would really just want to know if it is. Okay. So I want to. I wonder if there's even anyone I wonder if we can see the policy. Do you have?
Let's try Castellano. Give them a call over there from the referral list, or Insurance Group of Denver. All right, Kelly.
That would be good.
Yeah, we'll get one of them on. I bet we can get Castellano. Yeah, good guys.
Okay. And ask him about Safeco specifically if he could, but if he doesn't know about it. Anyway, that's where we're going to start. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right. So Mark is going this Friday. I wanted to talk about this because he is, and I'm hoping you can use video and all of that, right, Mark? Because we can.
Yeah, I should be able to. I'm going to zoom in with you while we're there. And when Trump takes the stage, I will zoom into you just like we do here from studio, and I will let everybody see kind of what's going on there, and hopefully I can walk around and interview some people.
Now, did you have to sign up to get tickets? How does that?
So the second it came out, which was 2 nights ago, I signed up on my phone and Suzanne's for tickets, so we got the tickets instantly. I also applied for a press pass. And hopefully I get that. That'll just make my life a little easier Friday. But either way, I'm going to be there.
That is so cool. And are they expecting a big crowd?
Well, it's already sold out. I don't know what room. You know, you and I have been there numerous times for different Christmas parties and stuff. I can't imagine what room it's in there. They do have some pretty giant rooms.
Oh, yeah, like the grand room in the front, right?
Yeah, but wherever it is there is completely, it's sold out. It was sold out, I think, as of yesterday. It's sold out quick.
Okay, so I want you guys to stay tuned on Friday because we're going to try to bring you some live coverage of this thing.
Yeah, I remember Deputy Dan back in the day. I saw him on Fox News during a Trump rally in 2016. He said something that's always stuck with me. He said when Trump walks out, it's like a rock concert. He comes out with just, he owns the stage. He takes the whole thing over. People are going crazy. You would think it's a Metallica show.
Yeah, I know. He said he's like a rock star with that. And anyway, so I want to mention that. So that's Friday. And then something else with this hurricane. I know a lot of people have friends and loved ones. Mark, your parents are there, but they're out of the path, right?
Yeah, they're in the Orlando area, but they have not only, it'll probably still be a hurricane when it passes over around Orlando. Like, no kidding. It'll still be hurricane strength winds and a hurricane. There's tornadoes popping up. There's some, or at least one that's already hit the ground. And then they're expecting 100-mile-an-hour winds where they live. And, that's about it. They're not going to have any flooding. At least I hope not.
Hey, Tom.
Yes.
My best friend and my ex-wife are in the dead center of the hurricane in Sarasota. Do you want me to have them call after it passes and give a report on what?
Well, are they leaving or are they staying there?
They have a ranch-style house, which they're leaving, and they're spending the week with some friends that have a condo on the 3rd or 4th floor of a condo building, and they have their...
Oh, wait, but where's the condo building? In Sarasota?
It's in Sarasota, but...
Because the direct hit's going to be between Sarasota and St. Pete.
Yeah, no, they expect to be directly hit.
I wonder why they'd even stay there.
Yeah, why?
They have the windows boarded up on the condo, and they think that if on the 3rd or 4th floor, I don't remember which it was, that they won't have any storm surge going that high.
Well, I don't think they'll have storm surge that high, but from the last storm they went through, you could easily have a couch or a television or something fly right through the windows.
Well, they have steel covers on the windows.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's why they felt safe, Tom. But I'll have them call afterwards, and we'll get a first-hand report.
There's some idiot called Lieutenant Dan, and he is going to be right there in Tampa Bay in his 20-foot sailboat riding out the storm. There's people literally betting whether the guy lives or not.
What is he going to be doing? Camping? You didn't say camping out.
No, he's going to be camping out in his 20-foot sailboat in Tampa.
When you see the pictures of this storm, it really truly looks like a science fiction movie when you see them from space. And here's another thing, and this is what's shocking. Did anyone see the video of the hurricane hunters in the plane?
Yeah.
Now they fly. I didn't know they flew through Category 5s.
Yeah, they go right into the eye, man.
Well, they go, right, which is the calm part, right? So they go through the front, into the eye, and out the back.
That's right.
That's incredible.
These guys have cojones made out of cast iron steel. To fly one of those prop planes through that is just incredible.
Well, coming back, I'm going to tell you about my night when I covered Hurricane Daniel. I think it was Daniel, wasn't it? I still have the video. I'm going to try to...
Was it Florida?
Yeah. Wait. Hurricane, was it Daniel? Wait. Hurricane, it was a giant hurricane, and I covered it and ended up in jail. Talk about that. And it's an amazing story, though, how this happened. And wait, I want to say Daniel, but I'll look at the video. I'll see if I can even bring it up. By the way, we did get video of that parking lot. But, Mark, I played video the other day, which was fine. I can't seem, and photos. This video, for some reason, doesn't play. I can see it on my computer, but... he took pictures of the sign in the parking lot. We'll talk about that coming up as well. Plus, I want your calls, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255, or you can call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Water Pros, remember, the best water systems at the lowest prices right now. The most unbelievable deal for a reverse osmosis drinking water system combined with a whole house softening system, just $31.95. Now, even at his ridiculously low prices, that would normally be over $5,000. But plumbers would charge over 12 to 15 grand for this. He's charging $31.95 for both whole house softening for your pipes, your health, your laundry, for everything, and reverse osmosis drinking water. You will never, ever do better than that price. 303-862-5554. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains, think Plumline Services. With quality brands like Carrier and always plumb crazy value. I use Plumline in my home on a mission of excellence with character and ethics. Clear drains, fix leaks, wiring, and quality Carrier systems. Plumline Services. From Castle Rock to Fort Collins. Service at home. Service
coming out of you into you.
5 years strong. PlumlineServices.com. Plumline and Carrier. Turn to the experts. Gravina Windows. You know, Gravina's window, they've been around for so long. They've been on a referral list more than 20 years. Gravina's, they are the people on West Evans, the ones that were on our referral list, and they're great people. They have 50 lines of windows, not one or two. And they have multiple siding choices and doors, entry doors, sliding doors, French doors. Nick runs the place for his dad, Larry, who started it back in '88. These guys have been around and have the heritage most companies dream of. 303-472-8462. Get the right Gravina, the one on West Evans, GravinaWindows.com, 303-472-8462. And while we're talking about great people, let's talk about Red Rock's Roof and Solar. If you're talking solar, you can get a complete off-grid system, generator system, battery backup system. You can get a system that will be commercial and get paid for by the government completely. You need to call them. They have all the options for tax credits, grants, and loans. Plus, they do a great job. That's Red Rock's Roof and Solar, 303-704-2449, redrocksrs.com. FixMyHome.com. Book now.
Interest rates, so you need to call American.
What did you just do? Why would you think that? Are you even listening?
Lots of reasons. No.
Well, when are you going to come back to me, asshole?
49 seconds, you.
Of groceries, utilities, and even childcare.
Like, why is he still talking? Oh, goddamn.
Insanely high credit card rates. But with mortgage rates dropping, now's the time to wipe out that debt. American Financing is helping homeowners just like you save on average $800 a month, and they're closing in as fast as 10 days. There are no upfront fees to find out how much money you can save. So call American Financing today, 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or go online, AmericanFinancing.net.
NMLS 182334, NMLS Consumer Access.
There you go.
APR for rates.
10 away.
APR 5.672% for well-qualified borrowers. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000. AmericanFinancing.net for details about credit costs and terms.
The Extreme Clean for your furnace offered by Fix It 24/7 takes about 2 hours or more, and you know what? It's only $39 for new customers because they want to show you the extreme difference. Get this done and add longevity and efficiency to your furnace. FixMyHome.com. Book now, and you'll get it for just $39. You spend more than that on coffee in a month. Get your furnace done with a no breakdown guarantee for the entire winter, and do it before the cold arrives. FixMyHome.com. Book now.
Out there.
Yeah, you gotta have
Okay, just on your phone, right? Because Elon said he's going to make Starlink available to all the residents in South Florida.
Okay, what's your name?
I don't know how. I gotta have my dish, or else I gotta have my dish. No matter what, I have to have my dish.
So you need a dish to get Starlink.
Hang on for me.
Yeah, but I think what he does is he has bigger units they can set on roofs and then open it up to where people can connect to the Wi-Fi on it.
That's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
He said, I didn't know the details, but he's going to make it available.
Yeah.
So people have Wi-Fi access.
Yeah, he'd be able to do that. Then you just go on your phone and connect to Starlink via Wi-Fi. But you'd have to be somewhat close to it. Not like, I don't know how far you could be. I mean, Wi-Fi maybe, God, man, I don't know what kind of signal they can do, but I would say you'd have to be within like 100 yards.
But still, if you can drive to some place,
Mark
if there's a building and it has a big
yacht club who called
dish,
me,
and people can
I don't know if you
drive
read
there,
that email that I sent you.
and you'll call from their
their
cars.
lawyer just
Yeah,
called me a few
exactly.
minutes ago.
That's what.
And
Yeah,
she's
they
going to
set
go
it
on
up
the
at
air
different
to
places.
Right, that's what
provide
he's gonna
advice
do.
on two issues regarding
putting in
defaming
this, how
people
does
and
Starlink get
HOAs.
internet
But
to
the most
Hurricane?
important advice she wants to provide is the legal process to request and receive financial and other documents from HOAs. She's their general counsel.
that's with Club Valencia.
No, Yacht Club. This is the $1 million.
Okay. Is she? Oh,
she's willing to go on the air.
She thinks we're defaming people.
Well,
basically, is what she's saying. Go ahead.
Yeah, but she's willing to go on the air to provide advice on both of those. And Mark just replied. He says, "Tell Tom to get her on."
Yeah.
So that email has her name and phone number.
Did Mark? So Mark's going to do it?
No, he said to tell Tom to get her on.
Okay, Mark.
Hey, Tom?
Yeah.
I have a follow-up on that schizophrenic guy that Tracy wants
Got
her
it.
son.
Got it. Okay, good. Hey, Mark.
Mark, Tom wants you.
Mark.
I'm getting him.
Yeah.
Hey.
Should we get that attorney on from, I think we should, from
Yeah, call him up.
the Yacht Club? No, I
He
mean.
said he'd come on.
Should I do it directly from here?
630 K-How.
Or should I have Kelly do it? I think China. Okay, I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen, the attorney for the Yacht Club, HOA, said she would come on. Is it a he or she?
She.
She said she would come on, Kelly. And I think, did you send that email to Kelly as well?
No, I'm going to forward it to her right now.
Yeah. Let's get her on. She wants to talk about the general stuff and how to request financial documents and stuff. Obviously.
I wonder why she won't address anything to do with this, though.
Well, what do you mean to this? Well, she won't talk about the money or anything?
No, she won't.
But she wants to talk about defaming people on the HOA. Is that right?
That's right. And the second thing that she's willing
to
discuss,
I want her to give me a legal lesson.
And the second thing that she is...
I'm going to give her a legal lesson, too.
She's also offering to provide advice on the legal process to request and receive financial and other documents from HOAs.
That's wonderful, actually.
Yeah.
Because that'll help us with the other one, Club Valencia, too.
Absolutely. So I'm just sending this to Kelly right now.
All right. Does anyone see our special guest over there? I'm going to go to the wide shot, and then I'm going to... This is... let me just see. There she... Do you see? Oh, she left. Never mind. She left. I was just trying to show that my daughter's cat there was. Okay, 303-713-8255. Let's go to the phones. Jim. What's going on, Jim?
Just FYI, about a month ago, or I take it back, about 2 months ago, I received a text on my phone, and I opened it up, and it looks like an official USPS, United States Post Office, saying that they've got a package of mine sitting someplace in the U.S. That's got like 18 cents short of postage.
Yeah.
And they want my credit card information.
Yeah.
Which I knew it was a scam because, first of all, how did they get my cell phone number? You don't, when you send the package,
right,
certified or whatever, you don't list your phone number. But this happened the first time about 2 months ago. So I just ignored it, didn't think much of it. Now I've gotten two more in the last since then. And I just want to make people aware that, it looks official. I mean, it's got the USPS logo on it when you open it up. And it sounds official, but when you open it up, they ask for your name, address, zip code, all that stuff. And if it's something like postage due, they want your credit card number. And I just want to make people aware of that because I think my name or my number is on their rotation list because it seems like I've been getting.
And so they were different packages, or was it the same one they keep circling about?
The first one says it's postage due, and the second one I got was they wanted a correction on a mailing address. There was something wrong with the receiver's address. And, something like that.
You would be shocked at how many people fall for that stuff. Jim, it's amazing to me. It's not just the USPS, but they do it with FedEx. They do it with UPS. They do it with all kinds of deliveries where they say you have a delivery and here's what it's going to take. And it's amazing. And it's amazing how many people fall for it.
Jim, do you know what the URL was on that where it came from?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay, because unless it was USPS.gov, anything else, you immediately know it's a scam.
Yeah, and Doc, I think we went over this before. There are people that have been scammed because I don't trust people to look at the URL and know the root or if it's not the root, because sometimes it can say .gov, USPS, or it can say all kinds of stuff and be embedded. And I'm telling you, it just, I don't trust people unless they're skilled or familiar with URLs to be able to read it and discern whether it's genuine or not. And I would hate for someone to make a mistake and think, oh yeah, this is genuine. I would just say, don't ever respond. The USPS, the only time they email you, and I get an email every day with informed delivery because I signed up for it. When you sign up for it, that's a whole different story. You're asking for them to email you on your daily deliveries, and that's a whole different ballgame. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Get your calls in. You can also call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. 888heating.com has a deep clean for $45. That's 888cleaning.com. But they also do great replacements at low prices. That's 888heating.com.
Thank you. You can do these two together, right? They have different services.
Yep.
This hour from
I
the
can't
Trajan
believe we're
Wealth
doing another
K
Euro
House
so soon, though,
Studios.
Well, and then in the next break, you have another Fix It. Oh, wait, you have an 888 or a Red Rock. Dude.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by...
I know. Well said, huh?
I'd like
Slow
to do
down
the
working
888
this morning. If you
this time
are
and fix it next time. Is that okay?
I-25 coming,
please.
Thank you.
Northland area. There's been some sort of
There's a
large
reason for that,
tarp
because
or
I just
piece of
mentioned
debris
888.
here dropped on.
I don't
Right?
want
I heard that.
In lane from the left and center.
Hey, you're all right. You even did your own little sheet there. You're the best, Tom.
Pass getting down towards the 88.
You make my job so
You
easy.
wise guy, you son of a...
But otherwise looking good as you make your way into downtown.
I'm going down and setting up for the beer festival because KOA's there tomorrow.
71.
I may start drinking again.
I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get your home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get their team's expertise anytime. Download the Lowe's app to find what you need today.
So as I was saying, 888heating.com, their deep clean for $45. People say, Tom, you know, you have more than one company that does deep cleans. That's right, I do. And that's up to you to shop around and talk. And you know what else 888 Heating does? They do a great high-efficiency unit. The reason I mention that so much, people with solar systems love these systems because it takes advantage of both gas or electric, whichever you have at the time. 888heating.com. Hey, let's talk about the best water heater deal. Yeah, Europlumbing, Colorado.net. I don't think anyone can beat it, so I have to tell the truth. If you want a water heater, you're not going to beat $13.99 for a 40-gallon tank fully installed, the old one taken out, hauled away, or $14.99 for a 50-gallon tank. And they say no matter what size, they'll beat any price. Europlumbing, Colorado.net, and they're good people. 303-668-6844.
You're very kind. Thank you, sir.
Now the next ones will go together really well.
Tom, the HOA vice president from Yacht Club would like to come on the air too.
Mark, okay, let's get to talk to Kelly. Kelly, we need to get these people on since we mentioned them. I swear to God, legally, I need to get them on.
She's on with one of them, it looks
Good.
like.
And, well, there's the vice president of the actual HOA wants to come on, so I need to give these guys an airing, especially because we insinuated embezzlement. Okay, by the way, I just got a notice. Oh, let me rush out and do it. Never mind. I'll talk about that.
How are you today? Wonderful. So I hear that you've already been.
Yeah, if you want my follow-up on the schizophrenic, let me know, Tom.
No, Mark. I'm sorry, Doc. Yes, I do want to. I'm making a note right here. Hold
Okay.
on. Doc, follow up. Okay. Thank you.
All right, hang on for me.
Say it again. Yeah. Hey, didn't you went to the collapse? That was the Sunshine Bridge, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sunshine Skyway.
They
yes.
just closed that son of a bitch for this hurricane.
Wow.
The new one, of course.
I texted
I didn't realize how big that fucking bridge is.
Hey, Bo.
I got an update, man. Thought I'd bring in because it's a while back.
All right, hang on for me 1 second, okay?
The lawyer is currently on hold, and I already sent the HOA VP's phone number to Kelly too. He's standing by.
Molly is the attorney?
Yes.
She only
I
wants...
didn't trust most of that story. So I mean, we've definitely had both sides yesterday and today, Tom.
Okay, good.
Well, she's not going to discuss the yacht club specifically. At least I doubt that she will.
Well, okay.
She's going to provide general advice.
Who does she represent, D?
She is the general counsel for Yacht Club Homeowners Association.
Got it.
She said she's been...
And Kelly, get both of them, but they might both want to come on at the same time. I mean, the council is the HOA's council.
Yes. She's been an HOA lawyer for 18 years.
Mark, what do you think about this? I'm just curious.
Hey, case 13. Yeah, that's true. I am going to check in on him. I'll have Suzanne check in on Marty.
What do you think about this?
He's in southern Florida, Mark.
Is he? I didn't know where he was.
Southern Florida on the East Coast.
Okay. Yeah, so my dad has this.
Oh, he does? Does it work?
The one he bought does work for now. It has worked, yep.
What does he have,
Absolutely,
Mark?
Doc.
What does he have?
All those streaming channels for free?
Everything. You know what I'll do? I'll get you the guy's number he bought it from. I think it was $100.
What did he buy?
Because I know it works. I don't want to say.
Oh.
An iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I'm going to go to Molly. She's been an HOA attorney for many years. How many years?
She said 18 years.
18 years. And she's the HOA attorney for the yacht club. She's not going to talk about the specific yacht club details, but she will say what members have to do to see financial information. And for those who have tuned in, there were a few callers from the yacht club, and we've talked to some others off the air who say they suspect there was some shenanigans going on with an $8.4 million insurance settlement paid to a contractor overseen by one of the board members. And they went so far as to say they think some of that money was misused, blah, 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 or that the quality of repairs was bad, and they want to get financial information. So we called her, and she said she can't talk about that specifically, but she can talk about what members of the HOA can do to get copies of financials. And she wants to talk about what else?
General concerns about defamation.
Okay. So, Molly, and I'm only using your first name because I don't have your last name. I don't mean disrespect. Molly, if you can...
That's okay.
Okay, go ahead, Molly.
Hi, I'm Molly Foley-Healy, and I've been specializing in HOA law for 18 years now.
Thank you.
And what everyone needs to know who's a member of an association is that under the Colorado Common Interest Ownership Act, that's the state statute which regulates HOAs in Colorado. There's a section called Section 317, which specifies the types of records, well, actually the sole records of the association that owners have a right to request. And that does include records of receipts and expenditures affecting the operation and administration of the association. So if owners want to see what checks were written or what financial transfers of monies occurred for the association, they should send a written request, in this case to the manager of the association, requesting that information, and that will be turned over either within 10 days of the request, or if there's a meeting of the board, which is within 30 days of the request for the records, the association can also produce the records at that meeting. So in this particular case, I was reached out to by the association and management, and those records are being compiled and will be produced to owners so that they can see. And I suspect, I know, it will show that there was no personal gain.
Okay, thank you. Now, Molly, by the way, being an officer of the court and an attorney, of course, if she's not going to put herself on the line to say that unless she believes it, I want to ask you something, though. As far as in general with HOA members, this is not the first call we have gotten when HOA members accuse others of kickbacks. In fact, we've gotten dozens of calls over the years, and it always happens when the HOA hires someone. They want to know why they hire that person and why they hire them and where's this money, and it seems so expensive and all of that. Now, I'm not going to say in every case the homeowners are nuts. I'm not going to say in every case the HOA members were cheating. All are the board members. But what I do want to say, what I do want to ask is this: what if they look at that? Now again, these are people looking at something saying, this doesn't look like good quality. It doesn't look like we got what we paid for. It doesn't look like it should be $8.4 million or whatever, or however much it was. What do homeowners do if they're not questioning the actual expenditure, but what they got for the money?
That's a really good question. And one of the things that I highly recommend to all members of HOAs, all owners in HOAs, is attend meetings of the board. Under Colorado law, board meetings are open. And typically there is an open forum in all of the meetings where owners can make comments and ask for information. And, if they have a concern about whether or not they got quality, the association had quality construction from one of their contractors, they should email the manager, not berate a manager because they didn't do the construction, right?
Right.
But and tell them what their issues are and communicate that, and then that is brought to the board, and the board can work with either the vendor, the contractor, or their legal counsel if they believe, the work wasn't done appropriately or was not done in a workmanship-like manner. And, they can address that through either legal counsel or directly with the vendor contractor. What I see so much that happens, Tom, is people, and I think we're kind of in an age of conspiracy theories.
Absolutely,
right now.
Absolutely.
I have seen this over the last, say, 10 years. I've really seen it escalate. Instead of jumping to conclusions and, and berating management or members of boards, I really recommend going to meetings, providing input, and really doing that in a constructive manner. And I also recommend that boards do the same in return to homeowners, right? And as a result of those types of communications, a lot of these issues can be dealt with really constructively early on and put to bed without people reacting inappropriately or jumping to conclusions about things that, in my experience, most of the time hasn't happened. But, if they don't have
in other words,
jump to conclusions.
Put down the pitchforks and the torches and attend the meetings and see what happens. Yes. I want to ask you something. As an attorney for the HOA, though, you are the attorney for the HOA, not just the board.
Attorneys who represent homeowners associations, we represent technically the corporate entity. We're not representing individual directors. We are providing advice based on the association specifically.
In all of your years, you've been around a long time doing HOA law. I want to know, and I don't need to know where or when, but did you ever find something that could have been construed as embezzlement or financial malfeasance where you had to say, listen, this is wrong?
I haven't seen that with my clients, but I have read news accounts and heard of that happening in just a small handful of associations. And years ago, I was one of the advocates for manager licensure in Colorado.
I believe didn't they just relax that again?
Exactly. What happened was manager licensure, including management company licensure, was in effect. And when it sunsetted, the legislature passed a bill to continue the program. And it was probably 4 or 5 years ago. Governor Polis vetoed it.
Why? I just don't understand that, because management, it's so important in my opinion, because I know of a place where I lived where these idiots hired an idiot after they had a wonderful company, and it's because the licensing was suspended. I don't understand the thought behind it.
There's some really phenomenal community association management companies and managers in Colorado, but there are also some that aren't great. And so what manager licensure did was it ensured that all managers, understood the core competencies of what they are required to do as community association managers, and have a basic understanding of Colorado law in terms of what their obligations are and what the obligations of the HOAs they manage are. And after manager licensure went away, while some management companies still do a phenomenal job of educating and supporting their managers, other management companies can just crop up. And, it doesn't require anything to become a management company or community association manager, and they just don't do it.
May I? What was the reason he gave for vetoing this licensure law? I'm just curious. I'm not trying to get political, but what was the reasoning?
My recollection, Tom, is that it was a libertarian approach, that Governor Polis, as libertarian, does not believe in regulation.
Okay. All right.
And so that's my understanding, but it's been a few years.
Well, that's funny hearing out of Polis doesn't believe in regulation. My God.
Yeah, I know. I knew you would say something, Mark. Here, okay, another question then. You're probably facing a whole new challenge, and that is we get calls all the time from homeowners who are upset that they're getting individual assessments because their insurance companies have backed out of full coverage or have huge deductions, or they have to raise the HOA dues. And I try to explain to the members, the HOA is you. I mean, if you don't pay the higher dues, you're going to end up with an assessment anyway.
So this is the biggest crisis facing HOAs, not only in Colorado, but across the nation, and that's property insurance coverage. And it's particularly an issue with condominium projects in Colorado.
Right.
And what we're seeing is it started out as wildfire types of issues, and then you look at what's happening in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't even know how they're insured there, but what's happening is the premiums for property insurance coverage, particularly in condominium projects, are skyrocketing.
Right.
In Colorado, we're seeing carriers pulling out of the state of Colorado.
Right.
We're seeing skyrocketing premiums. We're seeing the only way HOAs can afford those premiums is to have higher deductibles on their property insurance coverage. I'm seeing anywhere from $25,000 deductibles as a norm up to, believe it or not, $100,000 deductibles on water-related claims. So it's not the association. It's a crisis in the insurance industry, and HOA boards are required by law to insure their communities to the requirements stated in their declaration. And so, they're having to increase assessments.
Right.
They're having to levy special assessments. And a lot of owners who don't understand it or just are looking for somebody to scapegoat are blaming boards. And they're only trying to purchase their association property coverage.
Exactly.
Because you can't not cover associations. So it's a crisis, Tom, and that's a phenomenal.
Now listen. I have to take this break, or we're gonna. But Molly Foley Healy, I mean, Kachina, get her number. And Mark, if you want to talk to her off the air and have her stay, that's up to you. I need to take this break. We'll be right back.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews.
Pretty good jamming up into the high country right now. They're doing those intermittent traffic holds, I-70 up near the Twin Tunnels near Idaho Springs, and they've got it going right now. We're seeing some pretty good slowing, especially for westbound I-70 getting over Floyd Hill. So keep that in mind if your travels take you west today. We're actually looking at a decent ride across Denver right now. Up and down I-25, everything's wide open. Same with I-70, no problems there. 225. C470 all up to speed. We aren't currently dealing with any crashes on or off the highway system. Denver weather for today, sunny skies and a high up to 82 degrees. Right now we're at 74. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
It's been a year since the war started in Israel, and they need our support now more than ever. Join the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews today in providing security and basic needs for the people of Israel. Go to supportifcj.org. That's supportifcj.org.
Hey, fixmyhome.com is the website for Fix It 24/7, and the name says it all, Fix It. They'd rather fix than replace. They'd rather keep your furnace going. That's why they're offering the $39 Extreme Clean, because that will add life to your furnace and efficiency. That's the number one killer of furnaces, dirt and grime, and they get the dirt out for just $39 for new customers. Fixmyhome.com, book now. It's well worth it. It's just $39. Fixmyhome.com. Book now. Hey, let's talk about another form of saving money. Solar. Red Rocks Roof and Solar, redrocksrs.com. Solar is the way to go if you get a great company. And what I like about Red Rocks is they can not only install it and service it, but even if you didn't buy it from them, they can help you with your solar system. They do it all. On-grid, off-grid, battery backups, generators. They do it all, and they can coordinate with furnaces, replacement, and all that. And you get tax deductions or tax credits on the whole shooting match. Why don't you call them and ask about it, okay? redrocksrs.com. Great people in the solar business. 303-704-2449. Now, speaking of saving money, Integra Insurance can save you money choosing health insurance. Right now is open enrollment. What it means is it's the time of year the government gives us to buy health insurance. Don't try to do it alone. Let the experts at Integra help you. I promise you, you'll save money. It'll be simple. It'll be smart. That's what they do. And I use them personally, or I would never recommend them. IntegraInsurance.com, 303-466-5500, 303-466-5500.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. That, I'd love to get that woman.
Just email it to me.
I'd love to get that woman on as an expert on our angel list.
I like how her upspeak made her sound very...
Her what speak?
Oh, my God. She was so condescending.
Mm-hmm. In what way?
Oh, my God.
That's
condescending? I don't understand what you mean.
That's okay. Tom doesn't have an ear for that.
No. Seriously, tell me what you mean. Don't shine me on. What do you mean?
I can't recreate it.
But you're saying she was condescending to her audience, to me, to who?
Probably everyone in their life. Yeah. No, it's okay. Don't
I think she was very informative.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. I could imagine her holding a meeting. Would she ever host a meeting? would she ever be part of an HOA meeting?
I don't even know what that means.
No, you don't think so? Well, here's what you have to understand, Tom.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. That's
What?
the sound. That's the sound we heard over here.
What sound?
The interview.
Yeah. Yeah, no big deal. It's no big deal. If you don't hear it, and that happens. That's why people like different types of music. Everybody hears something different.
I don't even know what. Do you get the impression she was condescending?
A little bit.
In what way?
No, nobody else. That's fine.
I don't think she was condescending.
I thought she was very informative.
She was very informative.
I mean, I didn't get the impression she was talking down to us.
A little bit. Not enough for me to be.
Okay.
Not enough for me to say anything.
No, that's good.
Well, I think she was just upset of the situation.
Okay, well, I misread.
I mean, come on. The lady called up and said, hey, they stole $8.4 million.
Hey, Mark, do you want...
and went
Mark,
on
did you talk to
vacation.
the attorney off the air, and did you need to talk to her again on the air?
No, I don't. I was just going to ask her a question more to do with that other apartment complex.
Oh, okay.
The one with the fire.
I'm just going to go to Nick, who's a board member.
Yeah. But that lady was insane yesterday.
Yep.
I agree. She's cray-cray.
But the other guy we talked to was not insane, that talked about, other things.
Yeah, that's the guy that's holding right now, Nick.
Wait, is he the one they're trying to oust?
No, yes.
Oh, I thought Nick was the one under fire.
No, Nick is the vice president who believes something smells.
Okay.
And they were trying to remove him from the board.
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay.
Okay, this only gets better.
Oh, boy.
And, I mean...
Say it
What?
fast.
Now he wants you to write your name on a tag and shove it
Nope.
up your ass?
Don't have enough time. And I'm in a boot, damn it.
Stop being physically impaired.
I'm trying.
Oh, my God.
You can't invite me.
God, rub some dirt in it already. Here we go.
Shut up.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here. I want to go right to the phones now and take this board member at the yacht club where all of these suspicions and problems are going on. Nick, I'll bring you up. Are you on the board?
Hi, Tom. Yeah, I'm the vice president of the board right now.
And are you the one who also sees some red flags?
Well, I don't really know what I see,
Okay.
honestly.
Right.
And I think this circumstance right now is kind of a perfect example. I'm not familiar with the lawyer that called into your show.
She said she advises the board, and you're on the board.
Exactly. I thought that was a very interesting statement, because I've never heard of this person or had any conversation with them. And I asked this morning from our property manager if I could please talk to our representation, and I got nothing and heard about this.
Oh, that's strange. By the way, she seemed pretty reasonable as far as getting the financial information.
Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, I really appreciated her points in terms of how to go about this. I've been asking through, the property manager and directly to my board colleagues for answers to the questions that are outlined in outlined in the.
And I think if you follow those, you can even see the ACH payments that were made to the construction company. But then what happened after it got there? See, that's something even the attorney would never know as far as personal gain. So we have more coming up. If you want to stick around, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to leave.
Well, you get to leave.
Not get to leave. I have to go to the beer festival.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be real tough. What
Oh,
do you
my
gotta
God.
do? 2 freaking powered speakers and a goddamn mic?
Hey,
Maybe a little Mac.
Language.
If
This
you
is
really
a
want to start discussing
family
Language.
Fuck nuts.
But the
Hey.
big problem is having to park across the street and carry it in.
Yes, Doc.
Does the copy machine in the office work?
Thing of death.
No.
Not in the car. I'd
Oh,
rather
maybe.
park-
Maybe. Why? What do you need a copy
Oh,
of?
I'm meeting Brett Iverson here after
But
the
because
show
the unions are
to
fucking
get some
retards,
documents
I
for
have to
my
park across the
loan.
street and
Okay.
carry
I don't know
everything
if he
in
needs
there at a time.
copies, if that machine works.
If not, the
So
one
no-
directly behind news
Yeah.
works, and any of those guys will show you how to use it.
Okay, guys, I have to tell you this because this is brilliant.
Uh-oh.
So, you know, we had the two Anastasias.
Yes, the
Uh-huh.
two nuts, yes.
Yes. So the one Anastasia called in, right?
Another
yesterday.
one?
No, hold on.
The third.
So
Now a third one.
So I just got an email from Anastasia, who was the second quote unquote Anastasia, who also shares the different surname.
Oh.
So she says, okay, I must have lapsed into Russian. There are no other Anastasias at Club Valencia. I have resident list. So if anything comes down after being on the show, I will come calling for you all. Do you want me to send it to you?
Tell her, just remember, the show is Tom Martino.
I mean,
Give her
come
the
on.
home studio address.
First of all, it's Anastasia and Anastasia. It's not the same damn name.
I wouldn't even. I just personally, I just
I'm letting
block
it go,
her.
but I just thought it was funny that she's like, you know,
Crazy.
she's claiming to be like Russian mafia. or
She's
something.
insane. I get it.
I will
great
come
uncle.
calling for you all.
Don't care.
Oh my god!
Just tell her I'm the guy with the long beard and bald.
Wait a minute here.
She's from the Romanov clan.
Yeah.
If she was from the Romanovs,
We
that's
used to
not
have
a good
friends,
clan.
Julia and Jim
She'd be
Romanoff.
dead.
So they say.
Oh my god!
Oh, they were. They definitely were.
Hey, listen, man.
That might be the funniest thing I've read today.
You don't want anything to eat.
That's just brilliant.
Pizza on
Yeah.
Fridays is more than enough for me. Thank you. But it's very, very
They
nice
used
of you to
to.
offer.
He used to buy fucking hamburgers every day for people.
Every day?
Ask Doc.
Wow, where's my hamburger?
Doc, didn't Tom used to buy hamburgers every day?
I look at
Almost every day, yeah, for sure.
Where did you get them at?
We had when we were doing the
golf
COVID
course.
stuff, the golf club would deliver because I was a member there, so they would deliver it to Tom's house.
Oh, and vanilla milkshakes too.
Whatever we wanted, they delivered.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who gives a fuck? I sent it off to Mark, but the guy sounds like, first of all, it's not even the customer. And there's nothing in the world any contractor is going to do for $50. Yeah, that's I saw it. I mean, why would I call the guy? Should I really call him? Again?
Tom, Nick
Okay.
wants to know if you still want him on the air.
Who?
The vice president of Yacht Club. Do you still want him, or should
That's
he
up to
go?
him if he has anything more to say.
Did you send it from help or me? you?
Seriously.
Let me find the fucking thing. I deleted it already.
Is there anything else you would like to discuss? Christian?
I don't care. I mean, I have plenty of
Well, I guess I'm a little interested. I mean, the guys, I read it and I'm like, okay, he quoted $500.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's mold inspection, so that's not unreasonable to me.
He thought 50 was going to do it. What are you, fucking crazy?
$75.
I wouldn't. People don't deliver a fucking pizza for $50.
He's very pissed off at me because I wouldn't put him on yesterday with Tom.
I'll call the nut right now. I'll call this nut right now. God damn
Take
it.
care of that nut.
Which nut we talking about?
That's just something.
Something yesterday. I wasn't here
Hold on.
yesterday, so I don't know. I guess he's upset because he didn't get to come on the air.
Who's that?
This guy is calling.
This pain in the ass, I guess.
I don't put sponsor.
Gilly?
That's good marketing.
She can't hear you.
Oh, she's wondering. Nick is wondering if he should stay on hold or if we're finished
Well,
with him.
that's up to him. I mean,
Yeah.
does he have anything else to say? That's really, really, really up to him.
Okay. He said he'd like to say that the lawyer suggested what we do. We tried. No information.
The guy's a fucking nut, man. No one would go out for. And if Genesis was gonna, they gave him a quote. If he doesn't want it, it's not like he charged him anything.
Well, it's not him. It's his neighbor.
Well, it doesn't matter. The guy's a fucking nut.
So it's kind of like,
Discuss
why
that.
are you blaming me for something they did?
It's like something Doc would do. Jesus. How come you're not walking right still? God, you went to the doctors. Get that shit fixed. God damn. Wrap
Don't
it in
get her
bubble wrap,
started,
call it over.
Mark. I got to work with her back here.
Jeez.
Yes, he said he'd like to go back
I think
on the
she's
air.
got a case of the fucking gout.
Tom will get to your call as soon as the commercial break is over.
Hey, Kelly, is she back in there yet?
No, she's still hobbling around.
To get her water.
Takes her fucking 12 minutes to get from here to there.
Right.
It sounds like he'd like to rebut the lawyer's statements.
I don't like that quote, says the old man. And get off my lawn, Sonny. $50.
68% of the people don't think she was condescending at all. There.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Poll is over. Thank you for participating.
$10 seconds, guys.
$1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are here solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints as we've done for nearly 50 years. And we have deputies that help us too, retired, well, they're not all retired, actually. Deputy D's not retired. But what I mean by retired is very active, retired, smart people, doctors, accountants, business people, entrepreneurs. So welcome. And Deputy Bo, speaking of our deputies, he has a follow-up. Deputy Bo, what's going on with you?
This case was back in August 14th. Her name's Rihanna. She's co-owner of the Copper Connection. If you remember that she returned...
She returned some stuff and was going to get credit, and she got partial credit only.
Yeah, it was $12,000. I think it was $13,000. They gave her $3,000 immediately, and she was still owed $10,000 in credit.
And what did they say they were going to do about that?
So they were at fault. They did not get a receipt, and apparently the manager that they were friends with at the city electric supply abruptly left, like the next day or 2 days after they returned it. So the city electric supply, since they didn't have proof of the return, they hired a collection attorney and they sued the Copper connection for the $10,000.
When did she come on the air? August 14th. You got it. I got it.
August 14th.
Yeah, I
at the
really
11
appreciate that.
o'clock
Thank you.
hour.
I got it. Yep. Okay.
So I think we got a pretty good ending here. I kept calling a manager of the of City Electric Supply, and I actually have a cousin that works at one of the branches. So I kept calling and asked if there'd be some sort of resolution to this. So Rihanna called me a few weeks ago and said they wanted to go to mediation. So they went to a mediation, and the City Electric Supply said, we're sick and tired of the Martino show leaving us messages, so we want to try to work something out. So they did get a settlement on the credit. They had to sign an NDA. I don't know what it was, but I assume it was probably half. So they got half of this, probably 60% of the $10,000, but better, the City Electric Supply called off the lawsuit. So they squashed the lawsuit and they got a partial credit.
Who do you think was at fault here? Because you were in the biz and of supply and contractor and all that. But you know, the electrical contractor really did not have any proof.
Well, the contractor, the copper connection, did not get a receipt for the return. So if I was the owner of City Electric Supply, I think I would have balked at giving them credit because they didn't have proof of the return.
Right.
But on the other side of the coin, the manager of this particular store abruptly left for some reason.
I
so
understand.
There might have been something going on. Maybe he took
Did you believe Rihanna and her story, though? You believed the copper connection.
I believed, because she was sincere, I believed that she did return all of the product.
All right. I mean, I'm glad they were able to work it out.
It's been a long haul, but they came to a settlement. They called off the lawsuit, and she did get partial credit, which I believe was probably half. So that was, I think, it was a good outcome. And she said if it wasn't for the Martino show calling in, that their company would have been screwed.
Well, Bo, you know, this is a good thing because I get to use my dinger, and you know what they say: if you don't use it, you lose it. That's really good. Okay, now Deputy Doc has a follow-up. Deputy Doc.
Yeah, I spoke to Tracy, whose son was having problems up in Boulder.
Now, let's talk about this. This is where she said her son was having a psychotic episode. He suffers from schizophrenia, and they wouldn't do any. He's 33 years old. He's not paying his rent. He's not taking his meds. He's having episodes. He won't even acknowledge her. So they were having trouble, and they wanted to get him admitted against his will, and they couldn't get anyone to do it. Right.
Well, I spoke to Tracy, and apparently he's living alone. He's managing to survive in his apartment. He has a job which he's going to faithfully, and so she was going to call me back and give me the number of who she spoke to at the Boulder Crisis Center, which I'm waiting for. She hasn't given me that yet. But my feeling is, Tom, here's a guy who's living on his own, who's working and has no problems at work.
But he's not paying his bills.
But is that enough to...
No, it's not. No, it's not.
That's my problem. I don't think the crisis center is going to intervene.
They don't see a crisis, in other words.
So I will talk to them when she calls me.
She said he wasn't groomed and he was acting weird. He wouldn't acknowledge his own mom. He's not paying his bills.
He goes to work every day. So how can that be?
He really is going to work every day.
Yeah, that's what she says.
Do you know what kind of work he does?
He works he's a dishwasher at Whole Foods.
Well, you didn't have to give the name, but okay. All right.
Anyway.
All right. He's a dishwasher.
So I will let you know if the crisis center has anything to say, but I doubt it.
Okay.
And also, I think we're going to get a great resolution on the lady that had the Speed Queen washer.
Oh, that one was outrageous. I want to talk about that while you're on.
Okay,
Let's talk. So the original call was she bought a Speed Queen, but she bought it from a factory appliance outlet. And Mark, you were gone that day because I wanted to talk to you about that. Because you were the one that read all of their terms and conditions. And from what we could see, The one we looked at said they get full factory warranty, so I didn't understand
Well,
it.
they might sell stuff that has full factory warranty.
Okay, but then they also sell stuff that doesn't.
They definitely sell, I don't want to call them seconds, but, things that do not have the manufacturer's warranty.
Okay, so it was a Speed Queen, and she got it, could not get anyone to service it. So where do we stand with that, Doc?
Well, I spoke to her last night, and Speed Queen is going to give her a new washer.
Wonderful, man. That's great.
There was a $180 charge for shipping, which they are also going to refund.
Wow.
So we were able to get in touch with Speed Queen. We spoke to somebody who was able to effect this change, and they're supposed to set up a delivery date today. So that's good news on that.
Yes.
And
Love
that
it.
Was, it was a $1,200 washer.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's
expensive.
really good stuff. Yeah, I love it when, as somebody once said, when a plan comes together. That was the A-Team, right? That was a terrible show. But anyway, 303-713-8255. By the way, Compass Insurance Group, for free insurance checkups, make sure you're not paying too much. Make sure you have a good deal. Make sure you have the right coverage. 303-996-9000.
If you're a dog lover, listen up. Max Fund, Denver's only no-kill shelter, is hosting a Doghouse Correspondence Dinner on Saturday, October 19th at the Four Seasons Hotel. Join us for this special dinner and gala and learn how you can help Max Fund continue its mission of helping abused, injured, and abandoned animals throughout Colorado. Get your tickets now at maxfund.org. That's maxfund.org. Don't miss the Doghouse Correspondence Dinner on Saturday, October 19th.
All right, I want you to mark your calendars because you don't have to go anywhere. But on the 26th of this month, you can listen to the founder and CEO of Vestera Turnkey on how to get involved in real estate without hassle, without bother, and without much risk. That's Barry Miller talking about Vestera Turnkey, where they find the hot properties in hot markets with appreciation. They help you buy them and sell them. They also manage them and can keep an eye out for everything so you don't have to worry about it. Get 50 to 80% return, sometimes doubling your money in 2 years. You know what? It's unbelievable. Positive cash flow, low risk, and all you have to do is attend this webinar to find out more. Here it is. I'm going to give you the website where you sign up for the webinar. From your home or office, you can watch it. MyBiggestReturn.com. MyBiggestReturn.com. Zero Res Denver. Man, when I talk about carpet cleaning, nothing compares to Zero Res. Why do I say that? Because they just use softened, alkaline-based, purified, wonderful water, the best cleaning agent in nature with no crap in it. In fact, it takes out all the stuff from your previous cleanings and the pathogens and the allergens and everything that you don't want in your carpet and leaves nothing behind, hence the name ZeroResDenver.com. And here's something else. Your carpets don't just look clean, they feel clean. They do upholstery too. They do ductwork. They do any kind of flat surface in your home, mattresses even, and that's ZeroResDenver.com, the best place. I won't have anyone else in my home. 303-471-5150. Tell them Tom told you to call ZeroResDenver.com. Hey, if you want a deep clean of your furnace system, 888heating.com can do it. Check on the condition for $45. And if you ever need a replacement, you can depend on them for high efficiency units that will save you money for years to come. But get that cleaning right now and check before the cold weather comes. $45. 888heating.com. My DoorDash will be here soon.
Soon isn't very useful. I mean, how about between 12 and 17 minutes? That would be nice.
Just got because I worked out late and didn't eat dinner.
They'll do it.
Oh, he's in my neighborhood. I love it. It actually shows the map. 1 minute.
Oh, I'm going to go make coffee, and then I'll answer the door.
Yeah, and then leave it up there. They're all
I'll leave it in the kitchen.
Not there yet, but... Mark, have you been to a Trump rally before? He didn't hear me.
I've been to Vance.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, was that really good?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's a lot different than a Trump rally, but yeah.
Oh, really? But they're still crazy people?
No, I wouldn't say crazy people.
I mean, did they have MAGA hats and all that?
Well, of course.
I was just curious. I love DoorDash.
Of course you did. And trust me, whoever delivered it did not put their penis in your food.
Well, why would they?
Good afternoon. Thanks so much for calling the Tom Martino.
That would, I mean... That,
and the little hairs are probably yours, no one else's.
Luis is approaching. DoorDash, Luis is approaching.
Yep.
And... It said here, no extra charge for pubic hair.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
What does that mean? Get them off.
What would you do if you found a toenail in your hamburger?
A toenail?
I'm just saying.
TrajanWealth.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, now, by the way, we called the law firm representing Club Valencia, and they declined to comment or to talk about it in any way. I'm still trying to get the name of the, what do I want to say, the public adjuster as well. That would help a lot.
He's probably under a gag order as well.
You think so?
Yeah, probably from the attorneys, I would assume so.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Possibly that could be. Anyway, we've handled some pretty big cases. Get your calls in, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We do have some consumer news to cover, but everyone seems to be talking about the coming hurricane. Now, people will say, how can that affect us here? Well, it's going to, and I'll tell you why. Insurance companies, when they lose money, of course, they try not to, but it's going to be aggregated all over the place. It will absolutely happen, okay? Somebody texted me, and by the way, you can text me. Here's the private text. Oh, it's not private anymore, is it? On my Google account, which comes right to my cell phone. You can text me, 747-999-5280, 747-999-5280. You can text me right there, or the short code for iHeart is 57739. And I do have a text, and it has to do, it's very, I like it. Tom, what do you think of some of these hacks? You know, do you like the word hacks? Do you think it's overused? Hacks? What do you think?
I don't know what he's referring to.
Well, he found out he didn't think it would work, but he did it. He took salt and put a bunch of salt in his drain that was clogged, and it sat for 4 hours and cleared it out.
Now, why in the hell would anybody do that?
Because
why
they
not
saw
just buy Drano?
They saw it online, and they thought, you know what? Now, maybe that would even be more expensive, wouldn't it? He actually put in how much? I don't see. He put in a half a cup and some baking soda, and it cleared his drain. Now, there is another one that he said, so that got me to looking online for hacks, and it's become a hobby with me.
I think that would be very bad.
The salt?
Salt and baking soda might produce some carbon dioxide gas, which would obviously expand and maybe unclog a small clog in the drain. But I don't think it would be very good for a big clog.
It might create issues, too.
You mean like health issues, Mark?
No, not health issues, like if you have septic maybe. Or I mean, I can't imagine dumping a bunch of salt down my sink. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I don't think half a cup of salt and a baking soda is not going to do any harm. But like I said, I think it may produce some carbon dioxide, which could clear a small clog in the drain.
So anyway, he said it got to be a hobby with him, and he would like to be my deputy for hacks, but that ain't going to happen. But here's another one. You want to hear one? Here's one. It's the use of Vaseline. I can't even say it with a straight face. It's not what you think, you dirty-minded morons on YouTube. It's a 60-second trick to rebuild your teeth and gums. What? It says that there is, he found beneficial bacteria and the power to rejuvenate your gums, potentially making them more resilient and stronger. I have no idea what he's talking about, but it has to do with putting Vaseline on your gums and teeth, and what the hey? I mean,
yeah.
Look at it. They said they want. I'm going to play this thing. Hold on. Where is it? Hold on.
Did that work for you when you tried to drag it?
You can hear it. Hold on.
Hello, my name is Dr. Drew Sutton, and I want to show you something that few people get the chance to see. This is a pair of 2,500-year-old teeth from one of our ancestors.
Oh, come on.
It looks like this.
Are you going to sell me something,
being
you
buried
moron?
deep in the mud for centuries and accidentally excavated
Oh,
by
come
heavy
on.
machinery.
Get to the point. You know what? That's the problem with some of these marketing videos. You click them, and you want to hear, and they go on and on and on and on, and all you want. And it's okay. This guy tricked me. So now they're going to want to sell me something.
Like a 2-minute commercial.
It's way longer than 2 minutes by the looks of it. I just want to get around to how you use the Vaseline. And here's another one, toenail fungus. Mark?
How to get it?
How to get rid of it.
Oh.
Now, toenail fungus.
Did you ever have toenail fungus?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
No. But here's what you do. You put lemons on your toes and wrap them. Lemon slices on your toes.
Yeah, instead of going to the doctor.
Now, here's another one. A clockwise massage of your lower belly in order to loosen up your bowels.
Well, that makes sense.
And it actually shows you how to do it. The next one,
from your perspective or from somebody else's perspective?
If that were the case, every dog in existence would have diarrhea because everybody rubs the belly of their pet dog.
Not like they're showing here. This is a real massage. But anyway, there are some pretty crazy so-called hacks, and frankly, I don't like a lot of them.
So far, I haven't heard one.
These stupid.
Hey, Tom, by the way, I just looked up the formula for baking soda, and there's chlorine in it and hydrogen. So essentially, if you combine that, you could produce carbon dioxide plus hydrochloric acid, which could loosen up a drain.
Okay. Then what about mustard on sore joints? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think that'll work. Anyway, 303-713-8255. Sorry, Anita. What's going on with you? Hi, Anita.
I've been a member with the Wells Fargo Bank at Arapahoe Crossings for the past 35 years with my husband.
Okay.
We both are doctors. My parents died abroad, and they had lots of assets in various banks around the world. It's a blessing that I'm getting the monies to America, because it helps our banks here.
How much money, Anita, how much money are we talking about?
I cannot tell you a lot. But the bottom line is I've been with this bank. I went to get a POA paperwork done, just one page, with English on one side and a foreign language on the other side, because my parents died abroad. So this Wells Fargo Bank had me and my husband at age 78 waiting there for 2 hours. So we went to see the banker, and he was like, "Oh, we can't do it. We need a foreign translator."
Now, wait a minute. What were you trying to do? Deposit money or transfer it from Europe?
Very simple. Power of attorney. Just needed it notarized. I just needed that notarization takes 2 minutes.
That's all you needed. Wait. What did you need notarized? The power of attorney?
Yes.
But was the power of attorney from your parents to you?
Yes.
They would have to witness the signature in order to do that.
They'd have to be there.
Yeah, your parents.
No. So my parents are dead. So I'm sorry. My parents are dead. So it's a power of attorney paperwork.
Yes.
And it's
for
from
what?
abroad.
What is the power of attorney? For God's sake, what is it?
Mark, she said it's to move their money into banks here in the U.S.
But what is the power? From who to who?
It's from her parents.
Okay,
but her parents are dead.
Right.
Okay, so I'll explain it to you. It's a process. What happens is, it's step by step. I'll make it really sweet and short. The first thing you have to do is get a notary of the power of attorney paperwork that I have. It's nobody's business. It's mine. And they all they have to do is notarize it. The next step.
But Anita, I don't mean to keep interrupting you, but this is very important. When you say notarize it, do they need to notarize your signature on it or your parents'?
My signature on it and the banker's.
Okay, that's okay. In other words, they're notarizing that you are signing it.
Yes, exactly.
They're not notarizing your parents' signature.
No, they're dead.
Okay, no, I got you now. Keep going. Go ahead.
Okay. So the step is you get the notarization. Then the next step I have to do is to go to the State Department in Colorado, which I did. And then the other step after that is you've got to send it to the State Department in Washington, D.C. And I'm happy for these procedures. You have to do it because you don't want drug money coming into America. So so the main step for me to get all of this done is all I have to do is just get the notarization from the Wells Fargo at Arapahoe Crossing.
Well, you can get a notary from anybody. We can get you a notary. If all they're notarizing is your signature, you just have to show ID, a sample of your signature, and sign it in front of the notary.
That's exactly what I did, was to do at the bank. They refused me. The Arapahoe people refused me. So
then just like what Tom said, then go to a different bank.
That's what I had to drive all the way to the downtown Wells Fargo Bank. They notarized it in a minute. Same thing happened to me with the same bank. I then had to drive to the Wells Fargo Bank at Cherry Creek. And
Anita, can I ask you something? Why do you just keep going to Wells Fargo? You can virtually go to almost any bank's going to have a notary.
Yeah, but
you can pay $10
but her money is in Wells Fargo.
Well, just transfer it to a different bank. Open up a new account.
Yeah,
and
Anita,
transfer the
if you
money.
don't like the way you were treated, I don't blame you. I would move. I would just go to another bank.
Yeah, just move.
I just want to tell you, I did contact the district manager, Carmine G. Amore, at 718-669-006. He told me go to another Wells Fargo bank.
Yeah.
You don't. But the thing is, the bottom line is this: my husband and I are old. We've been with this bank for 35 years. It's close to our house. My thing is, I contacted the NAACP.
What are you trying to say, that they're prejudiced against you? I mean, let's just cut to the chase here.
Yes.
Why?
Okay. Yes.
Why?
Because I have Khaldi is my last name. They think I'm Arab when I'm East Indian. I mean, also, I did do a complaint. I had got a reference number.
No, Anita, I understand. You said you're 78 years old. You and your husband are retired doctors. Listen, Anita, I understand that you're upset. I probably would be too. If you felt it was because of your color and your name?
Yes.
Really? But the downtown office, why would the downtown office be good?
Because they weren't that way. She's
Take a break when you can, buddy.
That she has dealt with is that way. The other branches aren't.
Anita?
Exactly.
Anita,
what would you like us to do? Let's put it that way. What do you think we should do?
I just called. I have contacted the NAACP, and I also contacted state representatives.
You're doing all the right things.
Yeah, you are doing the right things.
Sir.
But Anita,
I don't want other people treated this way.
Wait, Anita.
And then I also wanted,
You've been with them for 35 years, right?
Yes.
In all those 35 years, have they ever shown any indication of prejudice against you in all your dealings in all those years?
Good question.
Oh, they've been really good. That's why I stayed with them.
Is it a new guy?
It could be just somebody there that was just a jerk.
It's 5 years. It's 5 years, sir. It's been 5 years, and they should be happy because, But
By the way,
anyway,
Anita, what kind of medicine did you practice?
My husband's a surgical pathologist, and I ran the business along with him. I have a PhD from DU.
Got it. Okay. Listen, Anita, I would hang on. I got to take this break, and we'd love to help you, but I'm not sure what you want us to do. Doc, talk to her off the air and see what we can do for them. 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Michael Brown in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon. 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
It's upstairs.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
That's fast.
Well, we got one problem spot on the drive out here. It is going to be a crash. Just happened eastbound 6 under the Perry Bridge. That's in between Sheridan and Federal in there. You've got the right lane blocked up. Looks like safety patrol on scene. Keep to the left side of the highway. Backup's not too terrible right now. We're seeing eastbound 6 with a little slowing in there, approaching Sheridan, getting up past the crash scene. Also seeing a little bit of bunching westbound 270, approaching Vasquez. That's not out of the ordinary. The rest of our other highways in pretty good shape as we head into the afternoon. Denver weather for today, mostly sunny skies and a high up to 82. Right now we're at 79 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
K&H Home Solutions is one of the oldest home improvement companies in all of Colorado, around 65 years. I've known all the owners, including the current one. There's only been 3, and Lee Diamond and his son took it over. They do a great job, and they are selling the exclusive dealer for the home window, the Alpine window, which is made right here in Colorado for Colorado. The Alpine window, they have great deals on Alpine. Of course, they do windows, siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for with the dependability of 65 years of heritage and great prices. 303-421-7100, 303-421-7100, khwindows.com. You know, your furnace is going to be working all winter. It works every year. And if you've never had it cleaned, you got to get it done. Dirt is the #1 killer of efficiency and longevity. Fix It 24/7 does the extreme clean at just $39 for new customers. That is a deal you will not believe. It is so good. Two hours or more they spend on it, and they take care of each crack and crevice and take care of it and adjust it and give you a no breakdown guarantee. Go to their website, book now, hit book now at fixmyhome.com. How much time do I have, man?
4.
Thank you.
Thanks. I'm going to save my appetite for Friday's pizza.
No problem. Thank you. Have a great day at work. Bye. They texted me for that yesterday. They looked at the X-rayed me for that yesterday. God, it's amazing what X-rays can look at now. Like when I had an X-ray, I think my last X-ray was like in '96. You couldn't see anything but bones. Now you can see muscles, tendons, all this stuff. I mean, he brought it in, he put it up. He's like, "Oh, you have had some surgeries." I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking know that. I put it on the goddamn chart." But they were able to ascertain
Scalepi's.
the tear.
You ever been to Scalepi's?
All that stuff.
Scalepi's.
X-ray, not MRI?
I guess no one's ever been there.
What is Scalepi's?
It is an Italian restaurant at the Old Stone Church in Castle Rock
Kind of
that has excellent pricing and excellent food.
And
They've still got veal parmesan and veal piccata and veal marsala. They still got the baby calves.
Wow.
I love baby calves. The younger, the better.
It's very politically incorrect of them.
Maybe so, but it's fucking good. I love veal. I'll take veal over chicken any day. Love piccata. Love the mushrooms. I like marsala, though, that sweet taste as well.
What's he talking about?
This Italian restaurant he knows of in Castle Rock.
Scalepi's in Castle Rock.
Scalepi's it is, huh? When my folks were alive and they would come out here, they'd always bring a couple of pounds of veal from an Italian deli in New York.
Love veal.
Is Anita still there wanting us to do something?
Absolutely. One of my favorite meals is veal.
Are you done with her?
I don't know. Are we done, Mark? Did anyone talk to her off the air? Doc, did you talk to her off the air?
Nope.
No, I didn't get her number.
Oh, I just meant to pick it up. Never mind. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, I guess if you're not a person of color, you may not ever have that feeling or know what it's like when you feel someone is discriminating against you because of your color. I don't know. One thing I do know, and I hear this a lot. There's no two ways about it. So Anita said, I went and tried to get something notarized. I was given a hard time. I think it's because of my color, my race, my last name. And here's the deal. As I said, there's no way for me to put a handle on that if it's never happened to me or if I'm not a person of color. But one thing I do know, through my many years of getting calls like this, almost all people who are white don't believe it totally. They somehow think, oh, they're exaggerating, or they must be. Not all white people, but the majority of white people think, oh, come on, really? Come on, really? It really is taken with a grain of salt. I really have noticed that. Now, we think to ourselves, even when she was talking, I was thinking, are there really people today? Now, honest to God, I'm thinking this. Are there really people today who will look at someone who's black, or she said dark, or with an Arab name, or with even an African name or something? Are there people who would treat them poorly because of that?
Of course.
Well, there are extremes, but
look at most of our college campuses right now and how they talk about and treat Jewish people.
Yeah, that is happening.
But like I said, Tom, she was there for 35 years and never was discriminated against. Never in 35 years. So it could have been just one idiot, but it certainly isn't a Wells Fargo policy.
Well, no, we know it's not.
But she's been at that bank for 35 years.
Yeah, but see, oh God, these people love to drop the race card. See, I'm so sick of it. That was a comment on YouTube. That is what I hear a lot of. I hear that a lot, that the race card. But as I said, if we, without being of color or black or whatever, I can't say. I mean, I really can't say that there might be a real feeling there that comes from something that they sense that I could never sense. That is a possibility. So anyway, the bottom line is, it's not. We can't just say they're all playing the race card. Here's what I want to know. What would it be to her benefit to call and to complain about Wells Fargo, saying, I feel like I was discriminated against, or I'm given a hard time? I know that feeling of being not treated properly, and I'm not saying because of race or anything, but that is a terrible feeling. And I guess there's nowhere else to go. So, they come to this show and want to just air it. That's fine.
Like now, the guy in the King Soopers grocery store.
Okay. Now that guy, that was probably a little exaggeration. Mark's talking about a guy that went to buy cigarettes at King Soopers. The woman wouldn't help him and supposedly told him to get Leonard to help him, who was a black man. And he said, because I'm racist. That's what the clerk supposedly said. And I think that was probably done out of exaggeration.
And apparently everybody heard him, and then he was running around the store while on the phone with us.
And I'm sure that,
all these people that heard him, hey, can you please tell Tom that what you heard the other day? And every one of them said,
but see,
we have no idea what you're talking about.
But that's the problem, by the way, with racial complaints, sexual harassment complaints, or domestic violence complaints, or complaints like that. When you get a few phonies here and there that make those complaints, it makes it really difficult for the real victims. I mean, it really can make it difficult because you tend to see somebody like that black man who exaggerated about King Soopers, and I think he did. He couldn't get one person to corroborate his story, not one.
Who the big one is? Who was the big actor? Jesse, or no, it's not Jesse. It's like Yessie Smollett or something.
Josie.
Yeah, he said a bunch of white guys jumped him and beat him up in the subway, and he made the whole thing up.
With a MAGA hat?
Subway sandwich made it through the beating.
With a MAGA hat, right.
Yeah, with the MAGA hat.
The one guy had a MAGA hat, and it all turned out to be a lie. That was terrible.
And it was funny because
Jussie
the people
Smollett.
afterwards
Smollett.
Yeah, pointing out that his Subway sandwich was unharmed in the
It was
beating.
totally unharmed. I mean, it was like
crazy.
The lettuce wasn't even wrinkled.
And no one questioned him, you know. Everybody in New York, at least as far as the left-wing media, was pretty much like, oh, my God, those MAGA
Can you
people.
believe, though, that guy ruined his entire career over that?
Well, don't forget the noose, the fake noose that was wrapped around his neck.
That's the guy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that was Jussie Smollett.
In Chicago.
Or no, was it Smollett?
I think he went to jail for that.
No, he didn't. I don't think.
They kept kicking the can or something.
Wait, I don't. But
they prosecuted him.
Could have
for
gotten
making a false
fined, maybe.
report.
I don't know. Anyway, we'll find out whatever happened to him. I'm
But
Tom
there's
Martino.
an example, like you were saying, though, of a guy. I mean, it's just so outrageous. Then people look at that and go, "Oh, everybody must be doing that."
That's right, and that's the bad part. You know, that's the bad part. Anyway, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Well, we got one problem spot on the drive out here. It is going to be a crash. Just happened. Eastbound 6 under the Perry Bridge. That's in between Sheridan and Federal in there. You've got the right lane blocked up. Looks like safety patrol on scene. Keep to the left side of the highway. Backup's not too terrible right now. We're seeing eastbound 6 with a little slowing in there, approaching Sheridan, getting up past the crash scene. Also seeing a little bit of bunching westbound 270 approaching Vasquez. That's not out of the ordinary. The rest of our other highways in pretty good shape as we head into the afternoon. Denver weather for today, mostly sunny skies and a high up to 82. Right now we're at 79 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Aaron O'Neill, 630 KHOW.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Made in the Shade is your one-stop source for window coverings in your home. They'll come to you, too. Made in the Shade comes. They have a designer that comes, and they measure everything and suggest what should go where. You can take their suggestions. They try to meet your budget. No matter what, they do it all. If you decide to move forward, they have the best installers in the business. DenverShades.co. That's Made in the Shade. Get them to your home. Don't try to do it alone. 720-458-6566. The Art of Granite will give you a price right now for your granite countertops, or any countertop, actually. The name says granite, but they do countertops of all kinds, natural stone or man-made materials, and tear out and haul away is always free. They also do wholesale on all materials without any markup for the countertops. And what you pay for, of course, is the fabrication and installation. Now, if you get materials from their remnant yard, you even get those free. Call the Art of Granite and get your price today before the holidays. Maybe they can squeeze it in before Thanksgiving. 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com. You know, this company's been around since 88, selling windows. In fact, Larry Gravina started it in 1988, Gravina's Windows, and he worked with his dad from 72. So it's a heritage. When you talk about a company with heritage, you want to talk about Gravina's Windows. Now, here's what I like about Gravina's. They don't tout just one source or one kind or one brand of window. They have 50 lines for all price ranges, and they have multiple doors and siding options. GravinaWindows.com, GravinaWindows.com, 303-472-8462. Though those are ones on West Evans. GravinaWindows.com. How much time now, bro?
The hurricane's hit
3.
Maine.
Oh, yeah,
Thank you.
look at that.
Yeah. Wow, that's a big bastard.
Holy shit, that is a big
across the highway.
tornado. Geez, not only, can you imagine? They got to throw like some lightning in this thing, too. Although, as soon as the power lines and trees go, they'll have all the lightning they can handle.
Right.
Oh, man, I wonder how many tornadoes have touched down. That's pretty remarkable. I don't know why anybody would be staying in the Tampa area, man. Seven 727-787-7777. Yeah, the cam freezes all the time, folks.
That's the Wi-Fi.
Deputy
for ya.
Dollar.
Is Bo in the studio today?
Yes, he is. He's just keeping a low profile.
Oh, can you please let him know that the State Attorney General's office called me and left me a message a little bit ago about
Who did?
The State Attorney General's office.
Talk
Yo,
to,
good.
Dimitri.
And
What's
what
that?
they say?
They want to talk to me about
Hi,
this
Dimitri.
case. Oh, hi, Bo.
Nice.
So the State Attorney General's office, remember that guy, Mr. Pacheco?
Mr. Pacheco.
He just left me a voicemail on my phone. He gave me his cell number, and he wants to talk to me about this case.
About Justin?
Okay.
About the case, yeah, the Justin and the cabin and all that. So I'm going to call him
do
in
you
just
want to do it?
Oh, yeah, I'll call him in just a couple of minutes
Yeah.
and find
That's
out.
good. He's making contact.
Yeah, at least
Because
it's
I
better
was
than nothing.
Disappointed with the district attorney. Well, they don't
Yeah.
have that police report. I
But-
don't understand why we can't get this police report.
Well, we have a sergeant at Colorado Springs PD on this now, and
Right.
he's going to hand walk, or today he's already hand walked this complaint and the police report through his department to both units that specialize in elderly crimes.
That's a good
Speaker Friday at Gaylord Rockies Resort, welcoming President Donald Trump to Aurora for a special Colorado visit. She joins me to start the show at 2 here on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we have one update on this Justin Garcia case. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, but one of the authorities did reach out to us and said they want to discuss it, so that's good news. I don't want to give the exact authority that did that because we're not sure if they can do anything, but at least they're listening to us. And that's really important. And
It's great that they reached out.
yes, it is. And that's the guy, Justin Garcia, who took, unfortunately, $62,000 from a woman to do nothing last year. He doesn't have the money in trust as required by law. He is a scumbag. By the way, let's give out his number and call him and see if we can get a hold of his attorney. Supposedly he has an attorney, but I think he's a lying thief.
Regen Rev.
Thomas, I'm splitting. I got to head home.
Oh, okay.
What's going on at the house, Mark?
I got to prepare for the hurricane.
Okay.
All right.
Batten down the hatches, Mark.
I heard that sucker might hit Franktown. Now that would be a storm.
We're going to have to do the show without Mark for 1 hour.
Yeah, we'll just host it. I'm going to give Champion Windows a call. They're giving me a hard time.
Champions. I'll be shocked if you ever get anybody with Champion.
I went over to their place of business yesterday. Shoot, that was a long drive.
Where is it nowadays?
It's over off Havana and I-70. And they made me wait 25 minutes before I could talk to somebody.
Did it go anywhere?
Oh, we'll take your information and call their customer. And
nothing?
Nothing fucking happened.
Tell Tom that.
Call those bastards right now. Champion Hi there, this is Bo. I'm calling on behalf of the Tom Martino Show. Say, I came to your place of business yesterday to talk about the case with the door and screen that you installed for Mr. Ron McFall on Prentice Avenue. I know you know his address. I've sent 3 emails and phone calls and came to your place of business, and someone there promised that they would call me or your customer back. I would just like to see if you guys could just do this today to get this matter resolved. It's really important. It's been going on for a year, and Ron does have a lifetime warranty on this screen door. And your technician, John, did say it needed to be replaced. So if you could call me on my cell, 720-664-1000, I'd appreciate it. Or better yet, give Ron a call and see if you guys can get this matter resolved. Thank you. Uh-oh. I'm going to get chewed out for giving my phone number out. Dimitri, are you still at Tom's studio? I think they left.
Uh-oh. Am I on?
In about 20 seconds.
Okay, I thought I was late. Thank you.
To win $1,000, just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit.
Okay.
That's deposit. Enter it now at khow.com. Inflation salvation on 630 KHOW.
You're going to be so happy.
Yeah.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Man, what's going on in your life? How can we help you? Well, we are really happy because behind the scenes, we have a lot of stuff going on. Can't talk about all of it right now. But I will tell you that a lot of people who we're going after are going to come down. I think that in general. Here are the cases we're following. Now, first and foremost, we had this situation, and we had the attorney on, and I will say the attorney sounded very reasonable to us. Really, she was very straightforward and said from her knowledge there's nothing askance going on. No personal gain, no fraud. But a few people, more than a few people, behind the scenes have contacted me about the yacht club. That's a community in Thornton, condo community, where they were recently awarded $8.4 million in an insurance claim after they sued their insurance company. That's good news, by the way. And then, as a result of that, they had repairs done. But they claim that the $8.4 million is missing, and they don't believe it all went toward the repairs. Let's just put it that way. The attorney came on to tell us for the HOA, here's how you get a copy of all of the financials and the bills and the invoices. We had somebody on the board who was supposedly in charge of that construction project who left, and we were told bought a big house. Look, I don't know about that. Then another guy on the board says he's looking into it, and they keep throwing up roadblocks. And he was shocked when he heard the attorney on the air today, because he said, guess what? I've asked to speak to our counsel, our corporate counsel, and I could never get a name. So we are hearing different things. But I will say that if something is going on, this attorney and most attorneys, I know we joke about attorneys, but they truly aren't going to sacrifice their freedom, their lives, their careers, and all of that to help crooked people, okay? They really aren't. They're not going to lie openly. And in any case, whatever's going on at the yacht club is far from over. And the one board member, he says they're trying to push him out right now because of his inquiries. Isn't that right, Deputy? I mean, Deputy D, let me talk to you, because you really, you really said that this guy is probing, and he did not believe, he said he didn't believe the attorney.
He said, so Nick
And I think the attorney was honest.
I think she was, and I encouraged Nick to continue to follow up with the attorney, because not only is she needs to be responsive to his requests for documentation, but she's also his board's attorney. So,
Right.
so I hope it
and I don't
continues.
think she will knowingly throw up a roadblock or lie about it.
Oh, I have no doubt she would never do that.
Never.
No, she would not do that. So Nick is pursuing that. To answer your question about the efforts to remove him from the board, he was recently elected, and the entrenched board members, according to Nick, attempted to remove him from the board because of the discrepancy in his name and the real estate records. Apparently he uses his middle name in one place and no middle name in the other place. But apparently that effort failed. So he's now the vice president of the board. So he's in a good position.
Okay. Then we have another case we're following, and this is really important, and that's Justin.
Mr. Garcia.
$62,000. I say he stole it from a woman. It was supposed to be put in trust for the job. She wanted to cancel the job for various reasons. He won't do the work, doesn't have the money. He's a crook. Justin Garcia. Justin Garcia is a crook. Okay? There's no other word for it, in my opinion. He's a scumbag piece of garbage. And Justin Garcia needs to be exposed. And people, you can't do business with this man. And Justin said he's coming after me, and I invite you to, Justin. I invite you to. Because I've done enough research on you that I'm convinced, in my opinion, that you're a crook. Now, Justin Garcia was with Patriot Building. He was with Patriot Remodeling Services. He also has a company called Innate Architecture, Engineering, and Construction. In 2023, he was contracted with this woman. She paid him $62,000 up front. All right. So we have some movement in that case behind the scenes, right? With
law enforcement.
various officials, right?
Law enforcement movement behind the scenes.
Okay. And that man should be arrested. There's no doubt in my mind he should be arrested. We have to
Can
start.
we give out his phone number?
Yeah, let me get it. Yeah, we can.
I have it. I'm happy to give it out.
Give it out. Yeah, you are working the case. Go ahead.
So Justin Garcia scumbag, his phone number, I'd like people to call him.
Yep. And here's what you tell him. Because
go ahead.
These people in business, Bo, I want to say something. They spend a lot of time and energy getting people to do reviews online. So I'm saying you're going to do reviews and let them know exactly what you think of them. And I don't want you to be vulgar or threatening. but I want you to let him know because he shouldn't get away with it. Justin Garcia, and what's his phone number?
His phone number is 719-571-0437. I want to repeat it. 719-571-0437. He's a thief. He needs to return that $62,000.
He doesn't have it, I don't think.
Probably not.
Speaking of thieves, we have another guy named Josh Sandoval. He's a roofer who's actually using the name of another roofer and another company and using their contracts to steal money. Josh Sandoval. Do we have a number for Josh?
Yes, I'm looking it up.
Because that
I'm
man...
looking it up, Tom.
It's good. And Sandoval, he is basically taking money from people and not doing the roof and using somebody else's contract. You know, only in Colorado do people think they can get away with this stuff. Do you know that in Florida they charge contractors with fraud? And I want to tell you something very interesting. If you get felony fraud 3 times in Florida, it's life imprisonment. So these contractors are pretty damn afraid of doing this. In Colorado, we don't have a lot of punishment for anything. I swear to God, it's such a lawless land. What a piece of crap state it turned out to be. Such a beautiful state, but a piece of crap state as soon as we got lopsided government. And all crime was downgraded, all crime. You can steal cars. You can drive around without license plates or registrations. You can, listen, I don't want to get into it. Contractors can lie and steal. Now, there are a few people who will take action, and we're in touch with them. Do you have his number?
Yes. Joshua A. Sandoval. His phone number, 720-320-8387. I called him during the break and invited him to come on the air or to call me direct, give his side of the story. I know he's probably listening, so I'd like for our callers to call him, 720-320-8387. He took $6,000 from a lady for a down payment on a roof over a year ago, and it's not going to get done. He stole it.
Yeah, he did. He stole the money. Yeah. Anyway, Frank Duran, the real estate man, what Frank will do for you, if you're thinking about selling your house, he'll tell you what it will sell for based on his 30 years of experience, and he takes all market elements into consideration. It's a complimentary review. You don't have to pay for it. There's no obligation to list with him. He will go over each and every aspect, the neighborhood, the house, and all of that. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com.
During Cybersecurity Awareness Month, LifeLock wants to give you helpful tips to protect your identity. Using multi-factor authentication can be a line of defense to help protect your personal information, but LifeLock offers comprehensive protection against identity theft. LifeLock not only alerts you to suspicious uses of your personal information, but also fixes issues that arise, guaranteed or your money back. Protect your identity today with a 30-day free trial at LifeLock.com. Use my name, Clay, as the promo code. Terms apply.
All right, 888heating.com has their deep cleaning special right now, prior to the cold weather coming. A company I know and trust in the HVAC business, $45 deep clean. That's 888heating.com. In addition to deep cleaning, they do replacing with high-efficiency units. They have hybrid units that are both gas and electric. If you have solar, it would be excellent. And by the way, if you add it with a solar system, you get the tax credits on the whole deal. That's 888heating.com. John Fuller, I want you to look up his name. He's a personal injury attorney, Fuller Law. and get them on your side at the first sign of trouble with an automobile accident where there's an injury. If you want to know what it's worth, how to collect, where do you go, what's your next step, he'll talk to you personally. You know what? No other personal injury law firm offers that. He'll talk to you personally. That's why I say to look him up. And then call him, 303-597-4500. And that's John Fuller, 303-597-4500. He will go over your case, and if you hire him, there's no obligation. But if you do, it's on a percentage fee basis. 303-597-4500. You know, automobiles on this show, people always call about car problems, especially when they bought a car, a used one, and it turned out to be not what they thought. And I tell them, get it checked out. Sheridan Auto Tech will do that pre-buy inspection for just $120. And they go through every aspect of that car. I urge you to get it done before you buy a used car. And of course, use Sheridan Auto Tech for all of your maintenance, repairs, heavy, light, even electrical issues. SheridanAutoTech.com on Colfax, west of Wadsworth. Well worth the drive, no matter where you're coming from. 303-455-7242. He did spend He did spend time in jail, Smollett.
Mm-hmm.
But he was late. But then he went on appeal. So he only spent 6 days in jail on 150 days.
He might go back because just 3 weeks ago, the Illinois Supreme Court heard his final appeal.
It would hear it.
Did hear it on September 17th.
And what did they find?
I don't think they've issued an opinion or a judgment yet.
Why was he appealing? On what grounds?
I don't know. It sounds like bullshit.
Yeah, that part I don't understand.
Oh, they raised the question of what precedent would the prosecution of him raise or establish. It's silliness. I think they're just dragging this out as long as they can. He claims to have not eaten anything in jail, only drank water.
He continues to deny it was staged. He says it was real.
Mm-hmm.
He did not orchestrate the attack. I am innocent. He keeps maintaining his innocence.
Even though his two accomplices already went public. I mean, even back then they went public.
But wouldn't that be a way to get out of their crime if they wanted to?
I think that's what they were trying to... Well, I think they were trying to get leniency by confessing to their conspiracy.
Right. So what if they were really... I don't know.
Well, there's a video of them buying rope at the hardware store.
Him
the
or
two
them?
guys, his two co-conspirators, the two brothers.
No, but they would do that if it was going to be a real attack, right?
Yeah, but he claimed it was white guys in MAGA hats, and these were two non-white guys, and there were no MAGA hats in the videos. It wasn't well done.
Was there a video?
There's a video of them buying the rope at the hardware store. There's another video of either him or them entering the alley where he claims the attack took place. And then the news he wore to the police interview was matched to the rope that those two guys bought at the hardware store. And then they confessed to everything anyway, the two co-conspirators. This guy's
10 seconds, guys.
Douchebag.
Your trusted local fiduciary advisors, TrajanWealth.com. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So earlier in the show, we had a call from a doctor or someone claiming to be, well, she is a doctor, and she claimed that she was discriminated against at a Wells Fargo because they wouldn't notarize something for her. To make a long story short, that was what it was. She said she felt it was because of her last name, her color, her heritage. So she finally got it taken care of at the main branch of Wells Fargo. But as a result of that discussion, we had a number of people who say that people like to play the race card. We had other people who say that unless, and I was one of them, unless you're black, you don't really know how it feels, and you don't know that feeling of being discriminated against, so you wouldn't be able to pick up on it. Some people feel it's an excuse and people use it too much. Others feel there are some genuine cases and some exaggerations. So I got a text on my private Google phone, 747-999-5280. Trust me, Tom, as an African-American male, I always give people the benefit of the doubt, but when it slaps you in the face, one has no choice but to recognize it. That's what one person told me. And then when we were talking about it, the topic of Jussie Smollett came up because I said false accusations often cast a shadow on genuine problems when it comes to domestic violence, when it comes to sexual assault, harassment, and hate crimes. And Jussie Smollett came up because he had been convicted of staging a hate crime. I didn't realize this, but he actually still maintains his innocence. He says it was a real hate crime. Those guys just confessed to it to get out of it. And that he truly was beat up and all of that. He was convicted and sentenced to 150 days in jail. He only served 6 days in jail and was released pending his appeal. Smollett's appeal was denied by the appellate court 2-1, and then and they said he was required to complete his 150-day sentence. But then in March, the Supreme Court announced it would hear the case. And I guess they just did hear it. So we didn't get a decision on it, but they did hear it. And basically he's saying that he's innocent. He was the victim of a hate crime. I didn't realize he was truly maintaining his innocence. Yet Wikipedia even calls it a hoax. And supposedly he was beat up by 2 white guys with MAGA hats, or a MAGA hat, and it was all because of race. So that's where that stands, because that came up. Now, on some other cases that we're working on, it's really important that you know that we're not going to let these go. And I'm going to be updating sleazebrigade.com, and those will be updated to show the new people. Anyway, we have a meeting with one law enforcement official who has a consumer protection unit. And they say that they are going to look into this. So we also have someone else with the police who are looking into it. So we're making progress with Justin Garcia. And you scumbag, Justin, you piece of garbage, you're not going to get away with it. For those who want to call him, I'd love to know if he's answering his phone. 719-571-0437. Here's what I want you to tell him. Don't be vulgar. I heard about you on the Tom Martino show. I'm going to spread the word about you. I'm going to spread the word about your company. You shouldn't be in business. And then Josh Sandoval. Now, Justin Garcia is $62,000. Josh Sandoval, who is masquerading as a roofer using someone else's contract and lying to people and stealing money. One of the victims we have is $6,000 he took. Josh Sandoval is 720-320-8387. 720-320-8387. So I'd like you to let them know you heard about them on the show, and then let us know what they tell you, okay? Let us know. According to some of these texts, the number is still working. So apparently you can get through, and I'd like to know what they tell you. Okay, we have more news coming up on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And we will keep you updated on these cases and any new calls we get. Plus, we have consumer news coming up right after this.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Just west of the downtown area, 6th Avenue eastbound, we've got a crash in the right lane at Perry Street with slow traffic back from Sheridan Boulevard, seeing about 5 minutes of delays there. Otherwise, a pretty quiet drive throughout the Denver Metro this afternoon. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds through town, as well as up north to Fort Collins and down south to Colorado Springs. Back to town, heading west into the high country, I-70 east and westbound, flowing free through the Veterans Memorial tunnels. At the moment, we are still expecting some intermittent closures through the tunnels for rock scaling operations. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, high 82 today, overnight low of 51. The current temperature in Denver is 78 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Okay, EuroPlumbingColorado.net will replace your water heater cheaper, less expensively than anyone else. The best deals ever. And that number to call is, first of all, it's EuroPlumbingColorado.net. You can get $12.99 for a 40-gallon tank fully replaced, the old one taken away, or a 50-gallon for $14.99. Here is that number. 303-668-6844, 668-6844. Integra Insurance is now helping people through open enrollment to get either supplements for their Medicare or Medicare Advantage, or if you're younger and you need regular health insurance, on or off the exchange with subsidies and tax credits, they can help you there. You don't pay a dime more going through Integra. In fact, you'll save money, because they are the people that make health insurance simple and smart. They'll walk you through the process and get you the best plan. There are so many plans out there. Pick the right one for you, and you have to do it through open enrollment. 303-466-5500. Ask any question you want to. 303-466-5500. So I wonder what Jussie Smollett's final outcome's going to be.
He's going to go to jail for the remainder of that sentence.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. He's just come back.
You know, I can't get that video to play about the parking scam. I tried and tried and tried. Jesus, it just won't let me. I'm going to try it one more time. It just won't let me play that stupid video. I tried. It just will not open up. Yeah. Just will not.
That's frustrating. So it plays on your computer, but not on your YouTube channel?
Right. I can't get it to play it during. It just.
That sucks.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Hold on. It just happened. Okay. I'm going to play it. Wow. Okay. That was a miracle.
Oh, is that the $82 ticket
It's a little
the guy
slow,
got?
Doc. I'm going to leave you.
Okay.
I got to go to the bank, too. I may check in Friday, see what's going on.
Okay, I'm gonna play that. I can't. It just happened. You're good luck.
Thanks. Tommy, have you picked a name for your investment company?
All right.
The one that just got approved yesterday? What is it? How did you decide on Wave 8? Mm-hmm.
Wave 8 is a surfing term.
Oh.
Various waves.
All right, drive carefully.
Mm-hmm.
10 seconds, buddy.
Wednesday at 4, let's pray for everybody in Florida, but has Hurricane Lefty done more damage to Colorado than Milton can ever do? And has Kamala Harris given up? Join me at 4.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, do you guys remember the call that, and I'm going to show a video, so if you're anywhere near YouTube, or you can tune in to the Troubleshooter Network YouTube video later, and then mark it for the 4th hour of the show. But here's what happened. He said he went to a parking lot, he went to a restaurant, and was billed for parking. And it was a penalty, like 80-something bucks. And he says he never knew he had to pay to be there. Now, I've been to, by the way, parking lots before, for restaurants and stores or plazas, where there's a sign up on the telephone pole with a QR code that you scan and pay for parking in that lot. I have been to those, and I've seen them before. But he was particularly upset because he said in this case, the writing was so tiny and so small, it was you couldn't even see it. You couldn't even see it. He said, didn't he say a half inch? I think he said it was a half inch, which is ridiculous, right? And I said, I got to see video of this. So he went out and got video of it. And he sent me the video, and I'm going to play it right now. And basically, I want to make sure, you guys see it. Because for those on YouTube, and I'm going to be, by the way, streaming on other platforms again. I just had it to get up and running on YouTube when we did our new technology. But anyway, I'm going to, right now, play it. And I want you to weigh in on it, on what you think about the video and if it's unfair, this sign. Okay? Now, if it was me, I'm going to tell you what I would do. I would definitely, I think I would definitely look at that sign. Even though the lettering was small, it was red lettering on a big white sign. The sign wasn't small, just the lettering. So I think I would have really taken the time to look at it. So so here's what I want you to see first before I start playing it. Well, there it is. I'm gonna see if I can. Yeah. So there's the video right there. Now, to see the sign, that is pretty small print, but there are two big red signs, 4 QR codes, and if you go up, it is pretty tiny print. I'll get you. It's pretty. They even measured it. He's right. It's a half an inch writing. He has a ruler right there. So I'm going to play it again, but I want you to look and tell me what you think of this. Now, while the lettering is small, the sign is big, if that makes sense. So if you pull into a parking lot and you see a big red sign, would you go over and look at it? Now, there is no towing notice that I can see, but I do see this big red sign. But again, if you look at it, the writing is very, very small. You'd have to walk right up to it, and that's where you'll see the instructions for parking. And it says, you have to pay, scan this code and pay. This is a private lot, blah, blah, blah. I think it's a little weird to me. That's what I think. Now, I don't know if they have someone patrolling there, but that's the case. And again, I'm going to play it again, but I'd like your thoughts on it. Tell me what you're thinking about that sign. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Did you look at it, Dimitri? Did you look at it on the YouTube?
It's not. It was my YouTube is. Oh, there it is.
Yeah. I just want to know.
Is that a restaurant? Is that a parking lot for a specific restaurant?
Not one. It's a restaurant for a number of businesses in that plaza.
Well, do they have a verification where you get your ticket stamped or something?
No.
Oh, then
everyone pays.
I would argue that it should say somewhere on there in relatively large letters that say pay here for this parking lot, or this is how you pay, or...
Oh, and by the way, I was wrong when I said there's no towing warnings. They didn't tow. They don't tow. They bill you. So there's a penalty.
Yeah, they mailed them a ticket for $82.
But it's a massive sign. It's like 3 signs put together.
It is a massive sign. So I want to ask you something, Dragon. If you drove into that parking lot, and again, I'm going to play it one more time while we're talking about it. So I'm going to rack it up. There we go. Now, there, I was standing on the I would look at that sign if I pulled into a parking lot. I think I would. Although the lettering is really small, the QR codes are a pretty good size. And besides, nowadays, I'm kind of used to, I don't want to be towed. I mean, I really want to be close. But what do you think, Dragon? Would you look at that sign if you pulled into that parking lot?
Is this somewhere where a parking lot where you would normally pay in for that area? So,
that's hard to say. The one I went to had a sign just like this, just like it. Maybe the same people. And it wasn't this parking lot, but it was behind. You know how they have parking behind buildings down the alley? It was a big parking lot behind a number of businesses, and that sign was up there on the telephone pole, and it said, to park in this lot, you must pay, and then it had that. So I'm really interested in what my YouTube morons think once they've seen this.
I'll tell you one thing, I would never go back to that restaurant again.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's weird, it is, but I don't know.
Well, there's probably a time limit on this sign, and the caller said he was in that restaurant for 3 hours talking with his friend.
It should say pay for parking or something along those kind of lines at the top of the sign in relatively large letters. Everything else can be small and dinky, that's no problem, but it's still a massive sign.
Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Now, back on the Jussie Smollett thing, I just got a text that's saying, Tom, you forget that, he's maintaining his innocence, right? Saying, I didn't make it up, it was a real hate crime. But what this one texter points out is that, Tom, he said it was 2 white guys who beat him up. but there were actually 2 black guys who admitted to it that
like
were arrested.
Bodybuilders or something, right?
Yeah. 2 guys from Haiti or something. They were dark black guys, and he had said there were 2 white guys that beat him up. So even if it was a real hate crime, he reported it wrongly anyway. He said it was 2 white guys, one wearing a MAGA hat, and if these 2 guys confess to it, they're 2 black guys. So I don't understand. So how the hell he can maintain his innocence, I have no idea. Now, here's another text. Warn your listeners about a fake email appearing to be from Xfinity. And they say the payment they have has to be updated. And then they give you the link. Just beware, people, of links. If you get an email from any of your vendors, anyone, I don't care who it is, anyone, Comcast or Xfinity, right? Verizon, CenturyLink, your power company, anyone, don't click the link in that email. You're not sophisticated enough to know if you're in the right link or not. So what you would do is if someone, for example, let's say your Chase Bank or someone at CenturyLink, if they say you owe money, don't click the link. Go to your online portal, go in, and then pay it if you owe it there, right? Or update your payment information. Do not do it from a link in an email because there is no way to know if it's genuine or not. 303-713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
Starting to see some busy traffic on the highways for the 1 o'clock hour. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds through town. Northeast of there, through Commerce City, I-270 eastbound, some stop and go at the interchange to I-76. On the south end and off Highway Broadway northbound approaching East Highlands Ranch Parkway, a crash in the left lane. Heading out west into the high country, I-70 east and westbound. Watch out for intermittent closures through the Veteran Memorial tunnels as for rock scaling operations, Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies, high 82 degrees, overnight low of 51. Tomorrow, high of 84. The current temperature in Denver, 78 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
TheArtOfGranite.com. The Art of Granite is where you can get prices on the phone for any of your countertops. They do all materials, natural stone or man-made materials, and they give you prices on the phone. In fact, it's wholesale on materials always for the countertops, and they even give free materials if you get it from their remnant yard, and they will also tear out and haul away free. So what you need to do is give them a call and get your price right now before the holidays, 303-386-5919. They'll give you a price right now, 303-386-5919, theartofgranite.com. Made in the Shade is the name of a window covering place that does it all for you. You know, the measuring alone is a major deal. Most do-it-yourselfers, that's where they make the mistake. But not only that, they have a designer to help you free of charge. Now, once you decide what you want, where you want it, and the size you need, then they order it and install it and guarantee everything, the product and the installation. Made in the Shade, their website's easy to remember, denvershades.co, denvershades.co. Here's the number, 720-458-6566. That was my 45 break, right? I'm done.
That is correct, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sometimes I get behind. I don't know what the hell is going on. Don't say anything either. Or update your payment information. Do not do it if it's genuine. 138.
How can anyone in a car be expected to read the signs? Should have bigger lettering. You're not in the car when you read it. You park and then you're walking. You see the sign. You read the sign.
Do
You
your
go,
own due diligence, people.
Yeah. So if you do not agree to the sign's terms, the parking lot's terms, then you get in your car and you leave. Yeah.
I guarantee you that sign specifies a maximum free parking period, and he exceeded it.
Where's my commentators? Permissions. Where's my moderators? I got to add him.
Well, I would agree, though, in a perfect world, it should be a large sign with the prices on it, saying, hey, first hour, $5, second hour, $8, something like that. Nice big 4-inch letters, 6-inch
Sure,
letters.
but they also reserve the right to post whatever. It's up to you in order to go and read it. I mean, it's kind of a brilliant scam because not everyone's going to go and read it, and that's why this guy got tagged.
Yep.
How do I assign moderators to my YouTube channel, for God's sakes? What is dollars? I got to figure out dollars email. Is it Scott at Troubleshooter?
10 seconds, guys.
York and a man who outs how bad Kamala Harris was as AG, and more on the Joe Pag Show tonight from 6 to 9 on 630 KHOW.
Hi, Tom Martino, your Troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So what did my YouTube morons think of all of that? That's what I want to know. What do you think of that sign? Dimitri, what do you think, by the way?
Well, I think, and I've seen signs like similar to this at places where I shop, they generally specify a maximum free parking period. And usually it's an hour, sometimes 2 hours. The gentleman who called said that he was in that restaurant for 3 hours. So I have a feeling that he got a parking ticket mailed to him because he exceeded the free parking period.
Okay, so what do you think about the size of the sign and all of that? What do you think about that?
Well, if I saw a ginormous red sign in a parking lot, I would actually walk over and read what it says because I don't want to get towed or ticketed.
And Dragon, you said basically the same thing, right? That
pretty much. I mean, it should say, parking rules or enforcement rules or lot fees or something like that, very large on the top, but it doesn't. It doesn't have to. It's still large enough for you to go, I wonder what this is.
This one guy on YouTube, or one guy, it's MR, says, how can anyone in a car be expected to read the signs? should have bigger lettering saying this lot does not offer free parking. You know what? I think that's reasonable. I think if this guy goes to court, he might have a good section. It says the sign does not follow the some kind of standard. If permitting parking, it must be white with green lettering. I don't know about that. I mean, I know that for towing, it has to have certain standards. But in any case, I don't think it's a good sign, in my opinion. I just don't think it is. Anyway, so we also have, hold on, something else I wanted to talk about on a text here. People reacted to that Jussie Smollett. They said it was definitely fraud. Definitely this guy made it up. He said they were white guys with MAGA hats. They were black guys. There is no way in hell this guy could have ever claimed that it was a real crime and he didn't stage it. Even those guys admitted they were paid for it. There's video of them getting the rope, buying the rope, and all of that. So they're calling BS on that. 303. Well, I'm not going to give out my number now because the show's almost over. But I do want to tell you that if you call 303 Martino, we're not done yet. But if you call 303 Martino, 303-627-8466, we will definitely be around to get your call, even if we're not there when you leave the message. And also, you can reach out on all of the social media and leave a number, and we will get back to you, or leave us your problem. You can private message us. By the way, there's one other thing that I saw in the news that I want to bring out. I never thought of this, but apparently printed sales receipts at a store, there are different kinds, but very few of them use regular ink. Now, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but many of them now use a substance a thermal paper that uses heat to print characters. And they say if you touch these, and then you bite your nails or you touch your skin, it can be absorbed, and they are toxic chemicals. And they can enter your bloodstream and interfere with your hormones, causing issues with fertility, reproduction, and development. And if you think this is fear-mongering, it is not. They have traced this substance to people and have found unusual amounts. Now obviously, you're not going to probably get a problem touching one sales receipt. But apparently people who work around these receipts and they go through them and they're fingering them and thumbing them, and you'll get that substance into your bloodstream, and it will have problems, health problems. In fact, one doctor said that the dangers of these receipts shows 80% of them are harmful to your health. As to the volume of receipts you need to be dangerous, they don't have an actual volume. But Snopes, if you agree with Snopes or not, Snopes did a story, do grocery store receipts contain chemicals linked to cancer and infertility? And they say it is absolutely true. Avoid them. So how about that? I'm Tom Martino. Don't forget, 303 Martino will be answered 24/7. And we will get back to you. Kachina Kalori promises, 303-627-8466. Don't forget to go to the Troubleshooter Network YouTube site, sign up, find out what you think of those videos, give us feedback. We do read them all. Save all your problems for me. See you guys.
Follow Tom